Ladies and gentlemen, it's Dave Neal here, host of the Rush Hour podcast with a special Saturday night live stream here to cover all the things regarding, what are we even talking about? Laura Owens. Holy cow, the Maricopa County Attorney's Office has released their investigations division. This was shared by Schnitzel Ninja, and really great credit to her for doing her civic duty and getting these court documents to light. So I'm told my name is mentioned 14 times. And I don't know if you guys know this about me, but when my name is mentioned more than 12 times, I will do a live stream. That's the threshold, is can you mention me a dozen times? And if so, we'll cut into it. Now, on a normal live stream, I kind of like to filler buster till people get involved, but we have so much to get into that I'm just going to dive right into it. So we'll get your comments pulled up and we will get things going. If you are new to me, or maybe you've found the Laura Owens subject through the internet lore, welcome. We've got a lot to talk about. I'll be speaking of the collective we, that being the community that really did solve a crime. That was the thumbnail. We solved a crime. We exposed Laura Owens for the frauds she was committing. It's not the biggest story in the world, but it's a passionate one to a group of people that were watching justice slip away. A group of people saw Bachelor Clayton being gaslighted. They saw him losing in court cases as she sort of wiggled her way through a very protective family court system. And then the buck stopped with us. So now we're going to share all of the information that initially came out from the original investigation form. It's 118 pages. So good to see everyone in the chat. 12's the number. That's the bat number. If you mention me 12 times, they just summon me. It's like a Beetlejuice type of thing. So we'll chat. We'll get into a lot, but let's just start right now and dive into it. Let's see if my graphics are lined up here. So there it is. The report title is Fraud, Scheme, Perjury, Forgery. Now, I have read virtually none of this, so this will be interesting for me to react to. There will be some emails that we may glaze over, not because it's redundant, but just because there's a lot to get into. So we'll kind of dive right through it here. But they list all of the victims: Clayton Eckerd, and then they've got Sarah's on here. That's Laura's sister. Let me just start by saying this, because people do stumble on this. Maybe in the future you caught the documentary that came out. Maybe in the future you saw the hit podcast. That's going to be fantastic. I don't know where you come from, but I am a podcaster. I have covered the Bachelor franchise, and now I've kind of sort of widened my net to cover pop culture and politics. But in the Bachelor world, there was a story that very few were covering to the extent that it needed to be covered, and that was Laura Owens claiming to be pregnant with Clayton's unborn twins. The twins would have been born roughly 2 years ago. They were never born, and they never existed. And Laura is charged with 14 felonies, really, 14 crimes. So yes, insane revelations indeed. She faked many things, doctors. It was a real catch me if you can. She faked agents. She faked lawyers. She faked nurses. She faked journalists. Mary Smith with a $10 super chat. Can't wait to hear your opinions on this. I've missed Dave lives. Well, good to see you. We'll try to do more of these. But again, if everyone could hit the like button, that really helps out. And by the way, we might be getting close to 150,000 subscribers. Can you believe that? So let's continue to dive into this. Maricopa County Attorney's Office Investigations Division Supplemental Report Form. Here it is, folks. This is dated April 21st, 2025. So it's been a while. This is their initial report. More information has come out since then. And look, here's the thing. We were able to expose a lot of things without having the tools that the investigators have. They were able to go into Laura's iCloud and find stuff, but Laura, she tested positive for an indicator of being pregnant. And now we know why, and we're going to get into all of that evidence. If there's something I'm missing, good to see you, Lauren, in the chat. If there's anything I'm missing or glaze over, but it's important I cover, just, let me know. I got my phone on me if anyone has my phone number. But yeah, just let me know. Yeah, because there is a lot here. Case overview. This case involves a 34-year-old female, Laura Owens, who is an internet-based personality. loosely, who hosts a podcast, and a 31-year-old male, Bachelor Clayton Echard, who was a television personality having appeared on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. On or about May 17th, 2023, Laura Owens contacted Clayton Echard for the purpose of conducting real estate business. Echard is a realtor. By the way, he was a realtor for about 2 weeks at the time, right? They exchanged information. According to Echard, Owens was flirty. Oh, behave. Shortly thereafter, hold on, let me just move this graphic here. Shortly thereafter, Owens sent him a provocative video. Owens' side view in spandex-type clothing with a horse. Nay. And Echard told her to come over, you dirty dog. They met on the evening of May 20th, 2023. We need a name for that day. We need a name for maybe Good Swallows Day or something. Somebody in the chat, let me know, what would be a good name for May 20th, 2023? Should it be the Big Gulp Day? National Big Gulp Day? Okay. If you know, you know. You'll get there. So anyway, we'll get there very quickly. That's what she said. Echard reported that Owens performed fellatio twice. Again, fellatio is the sort of Italian word for, what's it? Stroking his ego, I guess. All right, well, maybe that's not you get the point. Head. Owens contends that there was penile penetration the day after this event. Nothing gets the penis flaccid than calling it penile penetration. It's a late night one, folks. The day after this event, Echard met with Owens to show her some homes. Following this, Echard said he told her that he crossed an ethical line and that he would refer her to a colleague. Yeah, guys, we call that post-nut clarity, post-nut PNC. D-Day, they're calling it right there. Oral arguments, tonsil twin day. Good. Okay, you guys, double big gulp. Okay, easy now. The day after this event, according to Echard, Owens began to cry and told him that she wanted to see where it would go and that there was something special between them. Echard said that he refused to represent Owens in real estate business from that time, and he blocked her telephone number. On June 1st, 2023, Owens emailed Echard and told him that she was pregnant. She provided an image of her positive pregnancy test. Additionally, there would be 5 other pregnancy tests, one specifically taken in Echard's presence. The home pregnancy tests are based on the presence of HCG in a woman's urine or the level of HCG in the woman's blood. The tests that Owens took all indicate that Owens was pregnant due to the presence of HCG. Echard denies that he caused Owens' pregnancy and denied that the children were his in the event that she was actually pregnant. Throughout the following months, Owens contended that she was pregnant and barraged Echard with emails and text messages. These messages contain offerings of aborting the pregnancy in exchange for a promise of an intimate relationship, images of pregnancy tests, and threats of going public on social media and with the tabloids. Owens continued to seek an intimate relationship. However, when this failed, Owens began utilizing the media to damage Echard's reputation. Echard filed for an injunction against harassment. Shortly after that, Owens filed for an order of protection. And then here are the emails from Laura. What do I do, Clayton? I have 2 major media outlets who want to publish the story. I asked them to hold it until I gave the final word. So extortion, or whatever you want to call it. There were 3 civil court cases that arose out of Owens and Echard's relationship in front of Judge Kilketsis. This was an injunction against harassment hearing. Clayton was the petitioner. The injunction was issued. It took place on October 25th in Judge Duty's court and was an order of protection hearing. The order of protection was issued. Laura Owens was the petitioner. Owens participated in a sworn deposition at attorney Greg Winnick's office on March 1st, 2024. It was a paternity case and was heard by Judge Julie Mata on June 10th, 2024. Laura Owens was the petitioner in this case. I know, it's a lot. It's a lot, folks. It's a lot. And by the way, I had an inside source. You could say it was the guy delivering Postmates at that deposition. And boy, if the walls could talk, right? What would they say? The poor walls. They'd be like, "What the hell's going on?" Laura petitioned for a judgment of paternity, showing Clayton was as father of her alleged unborn twins, and was suing for child support. Which that's what's interesting, right? Because we never talk about the child support. It was really. It's almost like that was so not important to this whole thing, because that to me, that part just like ended so quickly. Owens, and I guess maybe it's because we just knew the kids were fake that we just like didn't even kind of bother with that. Owens reported having a miscarriage during the alleged pregnancy, and intended to dismiss the case as there was a negative pregnancy test on November 14th. Eckerd challenged this and requested a finding of no paternity and a judgment for attorney's fees. Judge Mata found for Eckerd on both issues and referred the matter to the Maricopa County Attorney's Office for review of Laura Owens' actions. And by the way, about an hour or 2 hours worth of stuff happened that isn't being covered here, but this is when she was threatening to sue. This is when she was, trying to cease and desist, stop covering this. This is when she was sending fake information, which we'll get into. But boy, talk about a jam-packed couple pages to sum it up, and then we have some redacted information. Case and evidence review. During testimony in Judge Gilkekis' court at approximately 11:36 a.m., Laura Owens testified that there is no possibility that she could be pregnant by anyone other than Clayton. During her testimony in Judge Duty's court at approximately 8:40 a.m., when asked if the unborn children could belong to anyone else, Laura Owens testified stating no, that she had not been intimate with anyone else since March of 2022, when she was violently assaulted in the R word by a subject named Andrew in Hoboken, New Jersey. Now, this is the first I know of Andrew living in Hoboken. We didn't know, at least I did not know, who she claimed assaulted her. But of course, it's going to involve, accusations made at lawyers and all the nasty stuff. During her deposition, after being placed under oath, Laura Owens reported that she and Clayton had penetrative sex. Was it good? Figure 11 is an ultrasound image that was obtained by an OBGYN in New York City as found in Sarah Owens' medical records. Oh, so they actually were able to look at Sarah Owens, Laura's older sister's medical records, redacted. Information noted on the left side of the original image is also missing on the forged image. Additionally, the date of the left bottom of the image has been changed from June 22nd, 2023 to May 20th, 2023. The forged banner is figure 12 below. So that's Laura Owens. And again, so we knew this wasn't her because she didn't even, what did she say? She said, she messed this up. She messed this up so many different ways. But again, it takes looking at a lot of the work it seems that Laura was doing could pass the naked eye test on a phone. And I think it's because I'm not social media first. I'm computer first when I do these shows. And we kind of just naturally, without even trying to be forensic based, we just look at these images on bigger screens. That's when we noticed the Fiverr logo and all these other things. I don't want to get ahead of myself, folks. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But I did dress up for you guys. So if you could just give me a little respect here. I put on my good 90s jacket. Commenter says, I never thought they could subpoena the sister's real info. I didn't know. Yeah. Right. I believe Cat Lady, it just said Owens. And of course we knew that was bizarre. And we also knew that it was highly likely that Laura Owens' sister was still going by her given last name and all of that. So that's why when we got that ultrasound, we were like, bullshit. In Judge Julie Mata's court, Northeast Court Complex Court 102 on June 10th, 2024. The day that I sweat out all of my remaining boyhood, I guess, in the old van. Bruce and I will always have the van. At approximately, it was a hot one. It was like literally 115. At approximately 9:15 a.m., Laura Owens testified that she had made the changes to the ultrasound concerning the information on the banner portion. However, made no statements concerning the altered portion of the image herself. Owens testified that this image had not been used in any court proceedings. Owens reported that the ultrasound was done in California at Planned Parenthood. Laura testified she used a fake name. Emily. I'm guessing Emily. That's her fake name, right? Is that her name, Emily? Acid wash looks pretty good, doesn't it? You know what I mean? During cross-examination at approximately 9:44 a.m., Owens testified that she had an ultrasound at Planned Parenthood in Southern California. She testified that during her deposition, she said it was in Mission Viejo because that's where she was staying. At 9:45 a.m., Owens testified that the ultrasound image was a true and accurate picture of the ultrasound that she received from Planned Parenthood on July of 2023. Owens testified that during her deposition, she admitted changing the information to reflect the ultrasound was from SMIL, along with the additional information noted in Figure 12. Owens maintained that the ultrasound was never submitted to the court. Owens testified that she didn't attend an appointment with Planned Parenthood. Owens was confirmed by Miss Arena with a records request response from Planned Parenthood stating that she did schedule an appointment at Planned Parenthood for July 2nd, but failed to attend. Oh, the old schedule and ghost. Been there, done that. Owens testified that this was correct. Miss Arena added that the response also reported that the ultrasound image was not consistent with ultrasound images generated by their practice. Owens responded by testifying that it was not consistent with the practice in Mission Viejo. When confronted with the fact that the request for all Planned Parenthood in San Bernardino and Orange counties, Owens stated that it didn't cover L.A. Owens testified that this ultrasound was from Planned Parenthood in Los Angeles on July 2nd. Planned Parenthood in Los Angeles was subpoenaed. Results indicated that there was no record of Laura Owens at the Planned Parenthood. And of course, her response is, because I used a fake name, which again, she did not, because she never went. So there it is. They don't have a chart from her because they don't exist. During her deposition, Owens testified that she went to the Planned Parenthood in Mission Viejo. In the deposition, Owens testified that she received the ultrasound in Mission Viejo. In Laura Owens' deposition, she is questioned about a video that shows her father, Ron Owens, touching a pregnant belly while he's in the hospital. Now, I don't know who else this video was sent to, but this is like the first of a handful of our information. Again, I'm taking a victory lap, but it's for all of us. This is a victory parade, okay? This is we all came together. We got on our high horse and we went to town disassembling like cheap IKEA furniture, Laura's story. And this was a big moment. Ron Owens, she sent me and others a video of her father, Ron Owens, touching a pregnant belly while he's in the hospital. Laura Owens is asked about this. Laura testifies that this is her father touching her belly. Laura is confronted by the possibility that this is her sister Sarah's stomach when she was pregnant. Laura denies this, stating it is her with her father. Laura is asked if there would be any reason that Sarah would say that it's her. Laura testified that there is no reason that Sarah would say that it's her. Laura testified that she is about 21 weeks pregnant at the time. A screenshot was taken in the video and is in figure 15 in this report. Screenshot of the same video. However, it appears that figure 15 had been cropped to exclude the face of the actual pregnant person. Figure 16 has not been cropped and shows that the video is actually of Ron Owens touching the pregnant belly of Sarah Owens Navarro. Wow. So do we have to go all the way to these figures? How does this work? We're on page 8. Do I have to go all the way to the figures? Hold on. Would it be good for us to do this? I'll go back. Okay, let's do this. Okay, yeah, let's go to okay, so earlier we spoke of this. I guess we're going to have to go to these figures. Should I have a separate? Yeah, let's do this. I'm going to have a separate. Let's see if this works. Just give me a second, folks. There it is. So we're going to have, let's put this, what page are we on now? 79. So let's go to page 80 here. And then on this one, we'll go back to page 8 where we were. That way we can kind of keep track or whatever page we're on. So here we have figure 15. All right, so let's go to this is all of the evidence that was there. So just give me a second here. Yeah, lots of evidence. If there's anything that you guys think I should be looking at that I didn't, let me know. But just give me a second to go through. I'm guessing this is all from the same. Hold on, guys. Where's the photo of her and her sister? Let me know in the comment section if anyone knows where the screen grab is. I want to make sure I get all of these things here. But there's a photo, I guess, from, what's this one? Supplemental report. So here's figure 5. Are we missing figures? The Photoshop is just too much. Yeah, so maybe they don't have it. Figure 1, figure 2, figure 4. So this is the photo. I guess this is the flirty photo she sent to Clayton. I mean, somebody's been doing lunges. I mean, lunging towards the Photoshop app. That's what she's doing. It is redacted. Okay, all redacted. Gotcha. Thank you so much, guys. Well, it's just too bad because, again, we've covered this extensively, but I just wanted to see if we had their full image because we actually haven't And I've got the videos of it, but we don't need to share it. But it would be pretty wild. I'm guessing they were able to get that original photo from Sarah, I'm guessing, or someone. Maybe she already had it. Well, we'll continue. So either way, they've got proof. Okay, so this is like legitimate perjury, right? Now, I don't know, maybe she didn't say it under oath, did she? But the fact that, listen, my whole point is this: the fact that we have her lying. I mean, if I had her lying one way, it's like, what is she going to do? Sue me for defamation for telling the truth? Be thrown out of the courthouse. But the fact that we have her lying in so many different ways. Sorry about that. I'm a little jumpy over here with my screen. Just give me a second to figure this out. There we go. How's that? Oh, a little bit more. There we go. Oh yeah, there it is. All right, let's continue. So there it is. They got her. The case closed. It's over, right? How the hell is she? And by the way, she can't. It's I don't see a world in which they give her a plea deal that doesn't involve jail time, because this is some crazy shit she did. Yeah, we unearthed it live, Luis. Now I think. When it comes to the father rubbing her belly, I do think I photoshopped that in advance. But when we put it on the computer, we were able to see in aspect ratio. I think that initially the basically whatever she sent me showed more like chin of her sister than what she thought was seen on the iPhone, and therefore we were able to know for sure, like, this ain't you. Wait, Rabbit Andy says this paper proves that the whole family was in on it. Yeah, I mean, look, if you're Sarah, they have loans. They are financially attached. I sort of feel, I'll tell you what, I sort of feel for Sarah's husband, but at the same time, if I were to run into Sarah's husband at a bar somewhere, I'd say, like, look, Bubba, I reached out to you. I sent him a message. What's his first name again? Can someone let me know? I sent him a message a long time ago being like, Bubba, I don't want this to get ahead of you. Like, we don't need this thing to get out of control. I messaged him. I gave him the chance to be like, let's like do what we got to do to get this thing settled. Not. By the way, Christian, and I'll show you if I can find it. I wasn't prepared to actually find it right here, but I'll show you the message I sent to him if you just give me a second here. Christian Navarro. I probably would have to look through it in my messages. Oh, but hold on one second. Search Messenger, Christian. I'll tell you exactly what I said to him, because I have no problems. He's the one person in that entire family that I reached out to. Though I don't think I'll be able to find it. He's the one person I reached out to because I said I really thought we could probably figure this thing out. Yeah, I don't have it. I'd have to dig for it. Anyway, whatever. So his loss. They're financially tied. Back then, if he was able to get his sister or his wife Sarah to talk to Laura, if he was able to get the family to say, "Look, we got to end the ruse, man." If he was able to do any of that, probably could have saved them from being attached to bankruptcy. And again, the video was taken with no audio track. This is all stuff that, now, again, blessed be to the investigators for doing the Lord's work, but this is all the stuff we were able to show them, that she sent us a video with no audio, that it was cropped, all that bullshit. The video from Figure 16 has an audio track. Laura and her mother, Jan Black, can be heard talking in the background. So Laura was in the room when the video was taken. Maybe it was taken from, Laura took the video on her phone. That's why okay. Could have ended a long time ago there, old Winkies. At the injunction against harassment hearing in Judge Gil Kekis' court, through her attorney, Joshua Lopez, God bless him, Laura Owens admits Exhibit 46, which is described as medical records from various providers to court to confirm her pregnancy. In this exhibit is an HCG test from Sonora Quest through any lab test now. During the March 1st deposition, Laura Owens reported that she had an HCG test that she ordered on her own, and that this test showed a low HCG level, indicating that this was consistent with a non-viable pregnancy. The HCG test was taken on October 16th and was processed by Sonora Quest Laboratories and indicated an HCG level of 102. Owens would have been approximately 22 weeks pregnant at the time and should have had an HCG level between 4,000 and 165,000. During the June 10th, 2024 hearing in Judge Matta's court, Laura Owens testified she went to any lab test now. She testified that the test indicated an HCG level of 102 and that she learned that this level was not consistent with a viable pregnancy. Hold on, I got to get my... Can you guys hear me okay? Just got to make sure. I wasn't prepared to have all of the... let's see if I can have... I don't do lives much anymore, so I don't have my... I don't have this ready to go. Okay. Owens reported that Owens also testified that she doctored this test one time. Owens reported that she did this for the purpose of sending the test results to Dave Neal.
Do you know Dave Neal?
Yeah, of course.
I love
He's amazing.
that man.
He's a king.
Certainly. Bow down in an effort to get him to stop creating harassing videos of her. After some discussions, Owens agreed that she changed the HCG level from 102 to 131,902.
What?
After some discussion. Okay, this was listed as Exhibit B17. Owens stated that she altered this HCG report, increasing the level, and offered it to a content creator as support for her pregnancy, but did not offer it to the court. What can you do?
She lied?
That's right. She lied. She did that to us. How rude. How rude of her to lie to us like that. Can you imagine? Can you imagine someone doing that to us? I mean, I don't know what else I have here. What's this one?
Dave coming with receipts.
Oh. I was like, what's that one?
Dave coming with receipts.
What's this one?
And thanks to Dave Neal, whoever he is.
I get no respect. Oh, wrong one.
This will get awkward.
There it is. Okay.
And thanks to Dave Neal, whoever he is.
Yeah, get my name out your mouth. All right. During testimony, and what a wild time to be alive. During testimony in Judge Gilkekis' court at approximately 11:40 a.m. during cross, Laura testified she had seen her OBGYN, Dr. Higley, the previous Friday, October 27th. Owens was confronted by Miss Arena in Judge Matt's court, alleging that she lied to the court. Owens stated that she had the appointment scheduled, but she did not attend. Miss Arena told Owens that saying that she was seen by a doctor is not the same as having an appointment set. Owens agreed. Miss Arena asked Owens if she was dishonest when she stated that she was physically seen by Dr. Higley the Friday before the November 2nd hearing. Owens said, correct. That's a very minor thing. Laura, speaking of minor things, how's David Gingras? Laura Owens agreed that she had never been seen by Dr. McCool or Dr. Higley for any medical appointments. Owens admitted to lying regarding that fact.
This will get awkward.
Oh, where's my lying one?
They just want Dave. They want Dave so bad.
Dave coming with receipts.
And thanks to Dave Neal, whoever
They
he
just
is.
want Dave.
Dave
They want
coming with
Dave
receipts.
So bad.
And thanks to Dave Neal,
They
whoever he is.
just want Dave. They want Dave so bad.
And thanks to Dave.
All right, let's keep just moving on. All right, we're going to... During paternity hearing in Judge Matta's court on June 10th, approximately 9:23, Owens' attorney, David Jingy, a.k.a. Bebe Jingy, le Bebe de Jingy, references the pregnancy test, asked Owens if she did anything at all to tamper with those tests. Owens responded by saying, no, Mr. Gingrich, is that how you spell his name? Isn't that a typo? Gingrich. They can't even respect this guy. Owens responded by saying no. Mr. Gingrich then asked Owens if she took any drugs or hormones or any substance at all to affect the outcome. Owens responded no. Mr. Jingy asked Owens if she used someone else's urine to affect the outcome. Owens responded no. Hold on a second. Make sure you guys can hear me. Okay, good. You can hear that, right? Okay. Can you hear that?
And thanks to Dave Neal, whoever he is.
Can you hear my little sound cues? Just want to make sure you guys can hear my sound cues. I'll keep doing them if you can't.
They just want Dave. They want Dave so bad.
Yeah, we want Lauren so bad. Good to see you, Lauren. Lethal Lauren. During the I just don't. I mean, Lauren knows. I mean, you'd have to clone us 10 times to cover all the stories out there. Yeah, Jingy, you're right. Jingy doesn't deserve any respect. I mean, although I will say he was the. This is Laura Owens' attorney we're talking about. He's a joke, honey. Jingy's a joke. You can hear him good. The Conor McGregor of being boatless. Yeah, seriously. Boy. Well, if you don't own a boat, you can't sink it. You know what I mean? You know, it's like, what a metaphor. What a metaphor for his career. And you know what's funny is that Laura probably was sending him all of the funny things we were saying about him. So she was almost like provoking him. And then he got emotionally attached to this. And while we were all covering this, I mean, he must have spent, wasted $250,000 in billable hours arguing with people online. Just, couldn't, I don't know if it's the lead poisoning or what, but he just couldn't help himself. He had to scratch that itch. During a search of Owens' iCloud. Okay, now we're going into the old iCloud. They got the iCloud. How did they get that? Did they ask her for the password, or did they just know? During a search of her iCloud, a series of messages were noted. Because I don't know my password. If they're like, what's the password to your iCloud? I'd be like, I'll give you 17 different versions of a name. He couldn't resist. He had to scratch that itch. A series of messages were noted that indicated that Owens had gone to Innova Med Spa and purchased HCG.
And thanks to Dave.
Wait, hold on.
Dave coming with receipts.
HCG. We knew this was the case, but this answers one of the greatest mysteries in the Laura Owens universe, which is how the hell did she test positive? Well, short of a video of her shooting into that juicy, thick, photoshopped ass, we're just not going to know. Purchase HCG, and that she had the injections delivered to her home. I mean, what's the guy from San Francisco? Lieberman? Did he maybe Rich Lieberman shot him in there?
And thanks to Dave Neal, whoever he is.
These text messages. There's a lot of folks. If you're new here, there's a lot of characters in this casita. These text exchanges. They're not social distancing either. These text exchanges indicate that Owens did not want her family to know that she was injecting HCG. Oh. And I guess that would be Jan Black's out, right? That's her out. Well, I believed my daughter. Yeah, sure. During the paternity hearing in Judge Mata's court, Owens' attorney, David Gingrich, entered into... I want them to spell his name right, because I want when you Google this, monster, I want you to understand what his name is. These were labeled Exhibit A6, A7. Owens testified A6 was created on September 19th, and A7 was created on October 9th. Figure 25 and 26 are screenshots from the video recording at the hearing. All right. I'm interested. What about these? In Judge Duty's court at approximately 8:47, Laura Owens referred to a Reddit image as Halloween 1. This is an image which was screenshotted from a Reddit thread captioned "How to Win the Scariest Costume Contest." Owens testified that this is her showing her stomach, holding a sonogram of their son that only Eckert had possession of. Owens testified that the sonogram that she is holding is an image that she only sent to Eckert, and that he was the only one that would have been able to post it. At approximately 9:37, Judge Judy references Exhibit 11 and mentions that the post was made by the one and only Jen. Owens testified that she did not know this person and referenced the sonogram image, stating that Eckert was the only one that she sent it to. Owens testified that she sent the sonogram image to Eckert because she was concerned about the baby's profile. Owens reported she sent the image to Eckert in an email. The image is a profile, and it doesn't look like the baby has a nose, and she was concerned the baby has a genetic defect. Eckert testified that he did receive the sonogram from Owens. And by the way, again, this is the sonogram that's probably taken at Sarah's house. I think we were able to match the table that this was taken on to photos that were also taken by Sarah for her Poshmark, right? Just unbelievable stuff. And of course, and by the way, maybe she couldn't tell up close, but you can clearly see that she was able to redact the names. If this was a digital copy, it would have been very easier for Laura to, mess with it. But because it was a photo of a photo, there's a lot of, noise and detail in the different colors of the shades and things like that. Sarah says the comments she made about these sonograms alone is so messed up. So messed up to think that, and we all know how sacred these ultrasound images are, right? They're so sacred because, and maybe I didn't realize that till I had a beautiful, healthy 20-month-old son, August. But these images are so sacred because you don't yet know what is going to become of the photo, right? You see the ultrasound and you go, I wish this baby will come out healthy. I wish this baby comes out, you wish for all of these amazing things. And in many cases, problems arise. And we had someone in our community recently who had a miscarriage. And what a terrible, sad, frustrating, awful chapter for someone to have to deal with. And it's terrible that we have to even discuss this in covering Laura's crimes. But when you can't discuss Laura's crimes without discussing the relatively psychopathic nature of her co-opting other people's pain to her advantage. And by that I mean whether it's faking cancer or miscarriage or whatever she's faking, she fakes the most offensive things in hopes that no one would have the audacity to call her out. Well, Laura, you might recognize this already, but we have the audacity to call you out. A similar sonogram image was located during the search of Owens' iCloud. The image was determined to have been Owens' sister, Sarah, which was originally created at Northwell Health in New York City. Laura Owens altered the image by removing Sarah's first name in the Northwell Health stamp. Wow. So we are 2 for 2 on that, folks. 2 for 2. Belly Mayday says, was her new nephew born with a genetic defect? No, that was all made up. Again, it's just and by the way, it's just an ultrasound. You can't tell. You can't really tell with, I mean, maybe an expert could, but what do I know? She made it up. She made it up because she was adding color to her story, more redactions. This investigation has shown that the allegations of paternity as well as the ensuing restraining order hearings were brought about by false allegations. Lies!
This will get awkward.
Where's the lie button? I don't know where I put the lie button.
And thanks.
Dave?
They just...
Where's the lie button? Oh, it's in a different tab. Whenever he says lies. Oh, that's a what? Hold on. We're
what?
We're all over the place. Okay, whatever.
She lied.
There it is. So that's enough. We can just shut down the live stream. That's enough. They got her. Page 13. It's over, right? It's done. But we continue. Suzanne says, how many ultrasounds did she steal? Well, buckle the fuck up because it's more than one. And we'll get to some of the more serious. I mean, not that that's not serious, but at least in those, at least stealing that ultrasound, she did it from her own sister. It's like, figure that out with a family. But it gets worse. Yeah, it gets worse. This investigation shows the allegations of that she lied.
She lied.
And charges requested. Court fraud schemes. So there they have. Laura Owens, an adult female podcast host, created a scheme to elevate her notoriety. So here's their thought, that she created a scheme to elevate her notoriety and increase her commercial value by attempting to blackmail Clayton, a television celebrity, into a romantic relationship by fraud, trickery, and deception. To this end, Laura perjured herself in court hearings and a deposition, as well as tampering with evidence. That might be true. More nuts? Okay. Whenever someone comments nuts, I can't help it. It's another live stream rule. Okay, Violet, stop it. Let me. Okay. So yeah, look. That's from Daisy's X. That's a Daisy's X rapper. If you know, you know, and if you don't, well, you can probably sleep well not knowing. My Spotify Wrapped My Spotify Wrapped is just, that's all it is. All right. So my thought is that, and maybe at first she wanted to date Clayton for her own notoriety, but my thought is she wanted to use this as fodder for her podcast and other, opportunities, the TEDx style talks and chicken soups for the scoundrels and things like that. So that's my thought. So she committed perjury while testifying in Maricopa County in front of Judge Kilkekis when she testified that there was no possibility that she could be pregnant by anyone other than Clayton Eckert by stating there's no chance there's anybody else's. It was determined, oh boy, that Owens had intercourse with this guy, Nick, on or about the 5th day of May 2023. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. I know a guy with that name. Now, there must be zero chance it's the same guy. But what are the odds that I know a guy with the same name that she hooked up with? I'm going to have to, that would be pretty crazy, right? And I'm finding this out right now. I haven't read this before. Oh my gosh. I wonder if it's the same. It can't be. But it could be. Wow. I got some phone calls to make tomorrow. Right before and right after Clayton. Yeah. I went to a school. I wonder where he's from. Will they say? Either way, good for this guy. Good for him. I'm not going to say his name. He doesn't, my guess is he saw this court case was happening. It was like, I banged her. I rode her horse, if you know what I mean. Store Crazy says Dave, someone in the community knows him. Tell the person to reach out to me. I want to say it was the same one. Banged Nick May 7th, blew Clayton May 20th, banged Nick May 27th. Listen, I'm not going to judge. I've done worse than that. I blew Clayton. Okay. How do you think I got that interview? You know what I mean? Oh, we're heating up, folks. Okay, come on. There's kids watching. Oh, Clayton. So then perjury. On the first day of March 2024, during a sworn deposition at the office of Greg Woody the Woodnick, Clayton Eckert's attorney, Laura. By the way, there's so many Woody, the fact that Woodnick, a case about blowjobs and Wood is the name of the attorney. Come on. Laura testified that Laura testified, Greg the Shaft Woodnick. Laura testified that she and Eckert had penetrative sex and that she advised her sister Sarah that she and Eckert had penetrative sex via text message. Count forgery, a class 4 felony between the 27th day of June and the 11th day of July. Laura forged Sarah's sonogram to create the appearance that the sonogram belonged to Laura and that she was pregnant with twins in order to defraud Clayton into believing that she was carrying his children. Here's what's so interesting about this. Suzanne said the 80s were good to me. Oh, Suzanne, you behave. Yeah, look, you want to bang a guy on May 7th and then bang another guy on May 10th. Oh, who am I to judge? Everyone's got a rotation. What are we talking about? Right, Bruce? Come on, folks. What are we? Okay. We're getting off the rails here. Perjury. On the first day of March 2024, during a sworn deposition, she testified to a sonogram. So these are all the different counts, right? Different counts of perjury, sonograms. She admitted to changing the location, the date, and placing her name on the top. Sonogram was altered. It was initially that of her sister. Another perjury on March 1st, 2024, during a sworn deposition. Which, by the way, on the day of the sworn deposition was the day I was driving to Caitlin Bristow's house. Remember her?
Do you know Dave Neal?
Yeah, of course.
I love
He's amazing.
that man.
He's a king.
That's the great Caitlin Bristow. And Maria, another great. Either way, Caitlin Bristow was driving to her podcast. I think we were doing it at Sean Johnson's house, Olympian Sean Johnson. What a wild time to be alive. Isn't it just a wild time to be alive? Justice for Clayton said, this is something woo-woo. If Laura wasn't already going down, she's now. You're right. And again, Justice for Clayton, just unbelievable work the last couple of years. That's what's crazy is we'll continue to do shows and I'll run into people. Hold on, I'm getting text messages. This couldn't be the same one. No, this is a different Nick. Yeah, good looking dude. I'd blow him. What do you want from me? He's a good looking guy. I'm seeing his text message. Wild stuff. And then what's this? Oh, that's an old one. So yeah. No, different. Who would have thought there's different Nick Filippo. Yeah, mine was different one. All right. She's got a type. I'll tell you what. And it ain't podcasters, luckily. I mean, although she'd hit on me. You know what I mean? She's got a thing for me. Winks with a super chat. $50, Winks. Thank you. Says, love having you back on Alive, Dave. Keep killing it. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, you know, these Saturday night ones are actually a good time to do it. Oh, it looks like I missed another super chat. Fake Laura Owens sent us $5 and says, the holes in the walls of the casita are much bigger tonight. Oh boy, yeah. Well, she's honestly lucky to have that casita right now. And then Mary Smith with $10 says, can't wait to hear your opinions. Oh, we got that one. Oh, thank you guys so much. You're all too kind. Yeah, Wings. It's been a while. I've been here, you know, just doing my work. But how do I get these out of there? There we go. But again, yeah, I wish we could do more lives. Maybe, you know. All right, so then perjury. She lied about the doctor that she says she went to. Perjury. She testified that she had not used any type of prescription drugs, including Pregnal, that would affect the pregnancy test. When asked about Pregnal, Owens responded, I don't know what that is.
Do you know Dave Neal?
Oh, wait, hold on. I don't know what that is.
She lied.
What?
And then she committed perjury while testifying in Maricopa County in front of Judge Mata when she testified that she did not do anything to tamper with the pregnancy test. Her attorney, David the Bitch Chingris, that's his nickname, David the Bitch. She responded, asked if anything to tamper. She responded by saying no. He asked if she took any drugs, hormones, or any substances. Her response, no. David the Bitch asked Owens if she used someone else's urine to affect the outcome. She says no. Counts tampering with physical evidence, class 6 felony. She committed tampering with evidence by admitting false exhibits during the hearing. Attempted to convince the court that she was in fact pregnant. So lots of issues. That's me showing my pregnant stomach. Who would have thought? I mean, these things seem so like not a big deal. Like maybe, no, I mean, they're obviously a big deal, but the fact that she thought she could make things up as long as it wasn't in court, because some of her defenses was, oh, I sent that to Dave Neal, but I didn't send that to the court. Well, oh, in that case, we'll just go fuck ourselves.
Do you know Dave Neal?
Count perjury, class 4 felony on October 25th day of October. Laura committed perjury while testifying. Image of herself in the Halloween costume. All right, we got that. All right, so release questionnaire. Oh, they have a questionnaire. We love a good information to be supplied by a prosecutor, so we have a questionnaire. I don't know if there's anything juicy that came out of this. Let's take that opportunity to just keep moving it along. Redacted. Maricopa County Attorney's Office. Suspect, Laura Owens. There she is. She's a suspect. Here's a report. Victim, Clayton Eckert. I was contacted by Lieutenant Plummer on June 20th and asked to investigate allegations of perjury and tampering with evidence. So who is this? This is the detective. Judge Mata ruled that Laura Owens presented a false claim knowingly violating a court order, compelling disclosure or discovery, that the petitioner, Laura, did not file the petition in good faith. Case overview. Filed in family court, the petition is for child support, parenting time, legal decision-making. She reports that the person had sexual intercourse in this state as a result of which the minor child may have been conceived. Additionally, the petition request that unreimbursed medical expenses incurred by the mother resulted from the birth of the minor children should be awarded to the petitioner. She reported that there was penile vaginal intercourse. Eckert maintained that there was only oral variety. Owens performed a fellatio. Owens claimed that she was pregnant with twins and reported that Eckert was a father. So again, Clayton says, I began by providing... so this is his chat with Clayton. The detectives. I began by providing Clayton with my business card and advised that it contained my contact info. I explained that the investigation that the Maricopa County Attorney's Office is conducting is limited to criminal matters. I told Clayton that the crimes we were considering would be perjury, tampering with evidence, and possibly extortion. I asked Clayton to tell us how they met and how that relationship began. He told us he obtained his real estate license and Laura contacted him on LinkedIn, telling him that she wanted to do some creative deals. Oh, they did some creative deals? All right. Created some cavities. Okay. They exchanged contact info. Clayton told us that Laura was very flirty off the gate, but he kept it professional. Oh, you dog. Clayton said that the next contact was a week later. He said he took an edible. She sent him a provocative photo, and he told her to come over. Laura did come over, and she performed oral 2 times. It's like the count. 1 oral. 2 oral. Clayton said 3 is too much. Clayton said that they didn't have intercourse. Clayton said that the second time Laura ran straight to the bathroom. He said he didn't think anything of it at the time. Clayton said that he went to sleep, and the next day he showed her homes. Clayton said that he told Laura that this was a mistake. He shouldn't have crossed the professional boundary, that he could refer her to one of his coworkers. At this, Laura cried. She told him that she still wanted to work with him. I asked Clayton if Laura knew who he was prior to this. Clayton said that he feels that she targeted him, and that she claimed that she had tried to contact his office but couldn't get a hold of anyone. Clayton told us that he checked with his old office, and they said they never heard from this woman. Clayton added that they also saw the last 8 guys that she followed on social media were all athletes, real estate agents, and good-looking guys. Clayton said that no podcasters. Clayton said that Laura also applied for The Bachelor, spelled Bachelor wrong, during a previous season. He said she claimed not to know who he was and that she never watched the show. Yeah, I was never able to get a copy of her on The Bachelor. Maybe if it gets famous, maybe if like the documentary does well, maybe they'll find it. That'd be pretty wild. It's just sitting there, dusty. Just sitting there dusty. Just waiting for someone to watch it. Maybe one day it'll show up in my DMs. Although I would talk about cringe. I don't know. So Clayton thought his name may be Chris Lane and thinks she may have tried to get him caught up in a similar situation. Chris was a previous bachelor. Again, spelled bachelor wrong. It's all right. By the way, Chris Lane was not a bachelor. Chris Lane is maybe he said maybe he meant someone else. Chris Lane is Laura Lane's husband, who, by the way, I randomly met them. Now she, of course, was engaged to Ben Higgins. Now she's got kids with Chris Lane. It's a whole thing. Now this is who Clayton claimed might have been the guy she followed. Maybe it was Chris, that Polish guy, Chris. Maybe it was a different Chris. I don't know. I said that I understand that Laura came to his place. But and this is new information to me, that Clayton, I'm going to take my hat off. Clayton is claiming, I'm going to have a hat head, but that's okay. I'm 96 years old. What do you want from me? I got the burps. Should we go full for it? Should we go full Saturday night? Should we just go for it? Some dust in there. I was recently rewatching the playlist, and it's so hard to watch Dave go through all that stress. Yeah, I mean, you hate to be rattled by anyone, but it was a stressful time in my life. I had a lot going on. Chris Soules, interesting. Oh, the Rano, yeah. Yeah, well, let's keep it going here. I got a need for speed. I said that I understand that Laura came to his place. He had an edible before and asked if Laura took an edible. Clayton said that she did take one when she arrived. I said that I understand that there was oral after the second time she ran to the bathroom. Clayton indicated so. I asked why he thinks she ran into the bathroom. Clayton said he didn't think she had any intention of spitting it out and then pushing it inside herself, but that was his concern. Clayton said the old turkey baster, right? We had the old turkey baster. That was one of the early theories was that there might have been a turkey baster. Viewer discretion is advised because it's about to get dirty. Clayton said that they watched the first time they were on the couch and she swallowed. The second time they were on his bed and she ran straight to the bathroom. He assumed she was going to spit it out, but then 11 days later, after he blocked her, she told him that she's fertile and that she felt his fluid down there and she might be pregnant. 3 days later, she messaged him and said that she was pregnant. Clayton told us that he blocked her because she told him that she wanted to date him. By the way, this reminds me, remember that doctor, that Laura's expert? Fuck that guy. Remember him? Everyone dribbles before they shoot, right? What a fraud. They paid that guy just to fly in to say some nonsense. Or no, maybe, was he not there in person? No, he was there in person. Gosh. A retired doctor, that was their expert. They paid. This is why you just can't. And it's like, whatever. Maybe the guy needed $1,000. You know what I mean? Everyone dribbles before they shoot. Not you, you dry dick, old man. No offense to old men. Clayton, dusty old. Clayton responded by telling Laura he was done. She should find someone else. He's not representing her. Clayton said that he became concerned that Laura spit his semen out and inserted it in her vagine after she told him she was pregnant. I asked how much contact there was between Laura and him. Clayton said that there was constant communication. That you can see the pain. Constant communication. Clayton advised that he has an entire file on his laptop that has every interaction that he had with her. Yeah, whenever Clayton upgrades his laptop, he should just bronze that. He should bronze the laptop. She sent him over 500 emails and texted him from approximately 13 different phones. Oh boy, who wants a Mint Mobile sponsorship now? Could you imagine? Clayton told me that he can provide all of them to us. Laura did stop the communication after he obtained the injunction. I asked when Laura obtained an injunction. Clayton said she obtained an order of protection after she obtained that once he filed the injunction. So they go on and on. I asked Clayton about the sonogram and the fact that Laura admitted to changing the date and changing where it's from. I asked if he has that sonogram. Clayton said that he does, and it's in one of his files. She sent it to him advising that this is her ultrasound. Clayton told us that there are 3. There's one that she originally came from Southwest Medical Imaging. Clayton said he was on a Zoom call with Laura and her attorney, Bonnie Platter, when she showed it to him. Clayton said he took a screenshot of it because he wanted a record of it. This was one that she tampered with, reporting that she changed the name. This was one used in her deposition, and she submitted it to Judge Mata using it in court. Clayton said there was a second ultrasound that she claimed was of one of the children, where it showed a facial deformity. Laura used that in the order of protection, and on and on and on. And then the video one from 7 years ago, that one is thanks to members of the community, the good sleuths out there from the Justice for Clayton community were able to track down a video ultrasound that Laura Owens stole that was 7 years old. I asked if all 3 videos were used in this case. Clayton said the second one with the facial deformity was used in the order of protection hearing. Laura used the one from the SMIL facility. I asked if she used a YouTube video in the family court case. Clayton indicated not, adding that Laura contends that Greg Gillespie hacked her email and sent that to him. And that's because we were able to call her out pretty quickly. When we called her out pretty quickly, there was really, she knew she was caught red-handed. I redirected the conversation back to the relationship and asked if there was any kind of dating after she suggested that she work with one of his associates. Clayton said no, that one night was the only time that they were intimate. Detective Gonzalez reminded Clayton that Laura indicated that there would be no real estate deal unless he dated her and asked if she said that to him or if she texted or emailed it to him. Clayton said that she texted him saying that she couldn't move forward with him unless he gave her a chance. Clayton told her that he sent the deals out, so now he was going to look bad. He told Laura that his credibility would be in jeopardy unless she followed through. She responded telling him that she couldn't move forward unless he dates her. This contention then changed to stating that if he dates her for a week and it doesn't work out, then she'll have an abortion. If he doesn't date her, she would have the child. Detective Gonzalez said that he understands that she was threatening the real estate deal before she said she was pregnant. Clayton said yes, and she then went to the Arizona State Department of Real Estate and tried to get his license revoked. Boy, Clayton, careful who you bang or blow. Detective Gonzalez asked if she had already said that she was pregnant at the time. Clayton said it was all around the same time, adding that he cut her off all communication and blocked her after day 8. Prior to that, Laura, was the blowjob worth it? Laura said that she could potentially be fertile and pregnant. At that point, Clayton told her that he was no longer going to represent her. Then on day 11, she said that she was pregnant. Laura was still moving forward with the Arizona Department of Real Estate, alleging she was violating his fiduciary responsibility. Clayton then reported that he has and by the way, I think they ended up admitting that he did violate a responsibility, but that they weren't going to do anything about it. Basically, they knew she was crazy. Clayton reported that he has a letter that she sent, which he believes is an extortion letter. Laura said about a month ago that he either dropped the case or she was going to sue him for $1.4 million. Clayton viewed this as a threat that she was going to sue him regarding the 2 real estate deals that he dropped the ball on, unless he dropped the case. Clayton said that this is in writing. He said that she was going to get deposed. She didn't want to go to the deposition, so she sent this letter to Clayton's lawyer. I asked who has the original letter. Clayton believed that his attorney, Greg, I have it. I have the letter. At that point, I don't know. Why do I have it? I got it all, baby. I got everyone's iCloud. Just so you know, everyone I know, I have your iCloud. At that point, she couldn't send anything directly to Clayton. Detective Gonzalez asked if that was the only time that Laura talked about suing him for money. Clayton said that at one point, Laura mentioned that she had unlimited funds. So she threatened him, saying that she would sue him and she would win due to this. Detective Gonzalez asked if this was pertaining to the paternity case. Clayton said that she wanted him to drop the entire case. I said that I understand that she wanted to drop the paternity suit after she allegedly miscarried, but he continued on with the case because he wanted to prove that he was not the parent of the alleged pregnancy. He was also looking for her to be responsible for his attorney's fees. Clayton said that Laura went public in September because he was trying to convince her to drop the suit. Laura refused and stated she was going to go public, which she did. Laura then kept filing her mediations in family court. At one of the mediations, Clayton told her that she needed to take a paternity test or submit ultrasounds or medical evidence to show that she was pregnant. Laura agreed to a paternity test, but nothing happened, and the case was just sitting there. It then became public, so Clayton's mission then became to obtain a finding of non-paternity. Clayton told us that Laura had the narrative to begin with, and everyone believed that he was guilty, but then that narrative changed, and Laura wanted to close the case. Clayton said that at this point, she had already attacked his reputation, and he wanted to clear his name. That's right. That's how it all went down, folks, right? She flew too close to the sun. I'm going to lean back a little bit, if you don't mind, guys. I'm going to get kind of comfortable here. By the way, has my office ever looked better? I mean, look at this. I got my octopus back there. I got my little statue of David. I mean, have we ever looked better? I don't think so. Unlimited funds. That's right. Now she's bankrupt. She tried to cover the case, but she was so demeaning to Dave. I left the nastiest honest message for her in the comments. Yeah. Don't mess with me. I'll find your iCloud. I'll do it. Unlimited funds. Except no longer unlimited. Yeah, oh boy. I feel bad for her. I do. I possess the ability to feel bad for shitty people. I do. The world, the sad world that led her to this point, I feel bad about. But at the same time, what can you do? I feel bad about a lot of people. Doesn't mean I don't want them to get help, right? I would love a scenario where we find out Laura got help and she writes a tell-all book about why she did what she did and now she, works on a farm somewhere and, whatever. I would love that. Not holding my breath. You think my octopus looks like Bigfoot? Yeah, kind of. Show it to you. Get that thing. It's my octopus. He's a good guy. Should we leave him here? I'll tell you what. I'll keep reading, but you guys can see my wide shot. How about that? That way, if someone comes on right now, they'll be like, "What the hell's going on?" I'm sober. I said there were 2 other men before him. Clayton said there were 3. I said I was only aware of Michael and Greg. Clayton said there's another guy, Matt, but he doesn't want anything to do with this. Clayton said he doesn't know much about Matt's story, but it sounded as if he was dragged into a similar situation where she claimed she was pregnant. I asked Clayton if he knows Greg personally. Clayton said he does. I asked if he met him as a result of this case or if he knew him before. Clayton met him due to the case. Clayton told us that when his case went public, Gillespie's girlfriend messaged him and told him that he's not the only one and told him to look up Greg's court case. Clayton looked it up and found that it was a near carbon copy of what was happening to him. Clayton added that the text messages were as if they were copied and pasted. Clayton said that there was also a doctored ultrasound in Gillespie's case. All right, again, this is where we come back. The doctored ultrasound. It appeared that Laura purchased an ultrasound from Fiverr, adding that you could see the watermark on the document. Now, here's where I disagree. The reason the watermark is on the document is because she didn't purchase it. If she had purchased it, then they would have removed the watermark. You cheap fraud. Tiffany says, imagine getting owned by a guy with an octopus on his shoulder. Well, to be fair, the octopus is very squirrely. The octopus has 8, arms, so it can do more photoshopping. But octopuses are really smart. Unlike Laura, they wouldn't have messed up with the ultrasounds. What's going on with the octopus? I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna put him down. He's got his little face or butt. I think that's his face, and then up here, then he's got this whole thing kind of happening. Very nice octopus. it goes. Show and tell. My neon light's going out. Gonna have to get that fixed. So Laura my guess is Laura didn't purchase the ultrasound, and that's why it had the watermark still. Laura claimed that Gillespie hacked her computer and sent that to himself. Clayton said that made no sense because he didn't believe that she was pregnant. Clayton continued by telling us Gillespie has a phone call where Laura refers to the ultrasound images. Yeah, so again, so much evidence. Laura took 5 pregnancy tests, 4 were urine tests, and 1 was a blood test. Clayton said that Laura told him that she did 11 HCG tests at one point. Clayton, all of that, she was already anticipating he would want her to take the test. She told him that she brought a test with her. So she knew she was going to test positive. The next day, Clayton realized something was wrong. He sent Laura a message telling her that it's likely that she's altering her HCG by taking some type of medication. Laura then told him that she showed him the test and how dare you. Clayton then told her that they should cut off all communication until she takes an ultrasound. I asked if Laura told him when she was going to take the ultrasound. Clayton told us that she said she would set it up when she was 9 weeks pregnant, which is the earliest that it can be done. He said this was when they were 3 or 4 weeks in, and he told her to stop communication with him until she had the ultrasound. That's not true, right? 9 weeks? What's the earliest you can take an ultrasound? That's not true. 9 weeks? Ultrasound can be performed typically 5 to 6 weeks. All right, so there's another lie. Google. He said this was when they were, when it came time to take the ultrasound, Clayton told Laura he wanted her to FaceTime him so he could see the doctor and the ultrasound. Laura agreed. 3 days prior to the ultrasound, Laura contacted Clayton and told him she didn't feel safe considering the way he was acting, so she was going to reschedule it. Clayton then told us that Laura already rescheduled the ultrasound twice. The first time because she decided she wanted her sister there. The second time because she feared that he would show up and harm her. I asked if she told him where she was going to take the ultrasound. Clayton said he thinks she gave him a name of the location. When it came time, she never told him. I asked if it were here or in California. Clayton said that it was here. She went to California to get abortion medication. So it goes on and on and on. So this is like, gosh, this is a lot. Man, what was I thinking? What was I thinking seeing I was going to read all this? I asked about the abortion medication and if she was trying to make a deal with him. Clayton told us that she was trying to get him caught up in an abortion coercion, which is what she did with Greg Gillespie. Well, yes. So with Greg Gillespie, he called her out for faking an abortion, and then she says, "You convinced me to take it." So, she sued him for infliction of emotional distress. The judge's ruling was basically knock it off. Clayton said that in Gillespie's case, at one point, he said, "Take the effing pills," in a text message. Laura then used that, saying that she did take them and that it killed one of the fetuses, but she wasn't sure about the other. Clayton said this was her way of holding on by telling Gillespie that she still might be carrying one. This is what Laura took him into court for, claiming that he forced her into having an abortion. Clayton feels that she was trying to repeat that with him. Well, I think she was trying to get actually knocked up by him. She kept asking in text messages if he wanted her to take the pills. Clayton indicated he would tell her that he told her what he would like her to do, but it's her body. She should choose what she would like to do. Clayton said that he never forced her, adding he believes that she was trying to corner him into that same situation. Clayton said that early on he did tell her that she should take the plan B, and she did show him the pills. She told him that she was going to throw them away if he didn't respond. She then said that she threw them away. Next, she said she got them again and asked if he wants her to take them. Clayton felt that she was trying to get him to tell her to take the pills, and then she would run the same scheme on him, saying that she took the pills. That would have been fun if it went in that direction. Yes, 14 is my lucky number. You're absolutely right. So it goes on. Detective Gonzalez says, Clayton, if you ever talked to Mike Maricini, and of course they have. We love Mike. Mike dated her, told Clayton that she had falsified medical records indicating she had ovaries removed because she had some type of ovarian cancer. Clayton said that she has since said those are not her records and that Greg hacked her email. Michael mentioned she had twins. Laura claimed that Michael abused her. Clayton told us that Laura did a TEDx talk discussing Michael and their relationship. Sarah, Laura's sister, only sent him one message. This is where it gets juicy. Because, we already knew the other stuff, but we want to know how deep the family's in. Schnitzel Ninja, good to see you. Clayton said that Laura's family are all accomplices. Sarah sent him a text, but he never responded to the message. He did speak with Laura's mother, and she is complicit. Laura and her mother have a podcast that they work together on. Laura is fueled by these scenarios and warps them to cast herself as the victim. Clayton said that Laura threatened him, stating that she was going to do a TED Talk about what happened between them. Clayton said that he was on the phone with Laura's mother. You're a joke, Clayton, a joke. And he told her that Laura said that she would only have an abortion if he dates her. He told her that this is Laura's decision, but he didn't feel that he should base this decision on whether they're dating or not. Laura's mother responded by telling him that he got her pregnant. He should step up to the plate, and maybe he would see how great Laura is. Woof. Clayton told her that he doesn't want to date Laura. He has no interest. So here we have, that's the mom. That's the mom being a part of the scheme, a part of the rouge. Clayton said her family knows that Laura does this because it started with Matt. Clayton said that her parents fund these habits. They pay for all of her legal fees. Clayton told us that he didn't know if Sarah this is the one person in the family that's in New York, possible to get away from all this. And now she's in San Diego. And by the way, as far as I can tell, Sarah, you could have come forward. Everyone says, oh, you don't know, Victor, you know how it is. It's like, no. Sarah, with any amount of research, would have seen all of the people being harmed, and she could have come forward. And I know people argue, and I understand the argument, that Sarah is also a victim. You don't understand family abuse. I get it. It's tough. I get it. But, she still could have come forward even anonymously to help people out. Like, we didn't have any help from Sarah or Christian. I was thinking Christian's mom, right? Would have been like, fuck those in-laws. Let's sink that bitch, Yeah, this TED Talk thread is a new one. Yeah. Jan's definitely involved. Sarah probably is so embarrassed and ashamed by her family. But my guess is because Sarah is connected to the family through that sham loan, that she probably was, forced. The family probably was like forcing her. Just terrible stuff. Tiffany says, can't imagine how hard it would be to come against your sister. Yeah, look, I've had these types of family dilemmas, not to this extent before. And I totally can empathize. And yet, even if it was hard for Sarah, what am I supposed to do? Give her a pass? Yeah, it's a tough decision, but I'm supposed to just be like, oh yeah, no, Sarah's great. Maybe she is. Maybe Sarah is great. Maybe she's like been traumatized for years and she's so beaten down. And maybe Laura knows some of Sarah's dark secrets. Everyone's got secrets, right? We saw what Laura was capable of. One of the worst things Laura ever did, I won't mention it here, but one of the worst things she ever did was take someone that was very close to her, and as soon as that person, was trying to tell the truth, Laura absolutely terrorized this person. And for that, Laura's a monster. Stir Crazy says, I think Sarah's involved. Well, let's keep reading. Detective Gonzalez asked about the FBI call and if it's the one where Laura claimed that she was drugged and raped. Clayton said he thinks that's a different one. Laura did tell him that she was drugged, assaulted, and raped, and that's why she wasn't 100% that he was the one that got her pregnant. She hadn't had sex in a year and a half. She said the same thing to Greg. She claimed that Greg and his lawyer were conspiring to rape her. She brought that to the judge in the last case. The police showed up to the lawyer's house to talk to him after that claim. Wow, I didn't know that. That's news to me. I told Clayton that we would like to have the data that he collected on his computer and asked how much there is. Clayton said there's a lot. I told Clayton that we are going to get as much of that information as we can to conduct a proper investigation. Clayton said that he has everything on a file. Clayton explained a little bit about what he has in the files and said that it's over 53 gigabytes, adding that it's a lot. It's bigger than the Epstein files, adding that it's a lot because he has 3 or 4 court hearings. Oh, that's what it is. It's the court hearings. Clayton said that she's going to do this again, and if she doesn't get prosecuted, she's going to feel invincible. She shows no signs of slowing down. As this court case was going on, she was right back on Tinder. Clayton said she has no remorse. She's claiming that the judge is biased. Clayton then showed us the letter that he calls the extortion letter. Clayton said that tampering with the ultrasound was the big one. She perjured herself. He said she was in court with a pregnant belly. Yeah, that's right. She wore a fake belly. No further information. Clayton sent me a link to a Google Drive account containing the data he has collected. This includes, but is not limited to, court filings, video records of court hearings, contacts from Laura Owens, emails and texts, the extortion letter, and sonograms. This information was uploaded to a file in the OneDrive. Holy cow. Why did I think we were going to finish this? We started what? We've been going for 75 minutes. All right, let's try to go for another 75. Jane Jones says if they have Laura's iCloud, they would have all texts between Laura and her sister and her mom and her dad. All right. During the course of this investigation, it reviewed the FTR recordings of the following hearings, which took place, injunctions against harassment. So we've already covered that. We already covered this. Josh Lopez cross-examined Clayton. Again, this is. I'm gonna just go right through this one because this is the hearings they already did. So we don't, and that's this. Listen, with these investigations have to be thorough and redundant. So there's a lot of the same things over and over. But everything that happened in these hearings, we already know. She was cross-examined. She was asked if she, this is Deandra, Clayton's attorney, was like, you're under oath, right? You can't lie, right? And then she lied. It's like, what do you want, Order of protections, we got all of that. So again, let's just fly through this, if you don't mind me. Yeah, a lot of this is repeat. Bruce says you're 7 hours in and you're only 2/3 done. Yeah, look, I'm probably going to have to just... My arm hurts. I feel like a pitcher in the 7th inning. I'm like, all right, I'm losing steam. I need a Celsius. I'm going to lean back. Can we do that? Can I move that? Maybe I can move this a little bit. Let's see if we can move that. I might break. Hold on. I might break something. Hold on. Let's see if we can do this here. I got my whole setup is on a giant. Oh, too far. Is that too far? Well, what if I lean back? Oh, that's a little far. Let's see if we can bring this up a little bit. Let's see if we can. It seems as though there's just one or the other here. Let's see if we can go a little. How's that? Yeah, that's pretty nice. Lean back a little bit. Let's continue. Yeah, I do have some Eric Church energy. If only I had 8 arms. Bring him in. Bring an octopus. Bruce says, if you go to the interview with Jan or the interview that was briefed with Jan and Laura, those are wild. Okay, let's do that. I'm literally, I don't know if I'm going blind. I don't know what's better. The glasses I feel like a tired dad. Oh, I am. I fell asleep. Oh my gosh. Can I just show you guys what my son did to me today? You're not going to believe this. This little punk. This kid is a punk. Hold on a second. Can I just show you this? Do you mind if I just take 1 second here and show you what my son did to me? I fell asleep. That's what dads do, right? Dads like to sleep. I fell asleep.
It's going to continue to get worse. And you also
so I'm watching. Here I am. I'm in my living room. We're watching the news. Look at my son. Look what he's about to do. I'm sleeping on one of those neck pads for my neck. Watch this.
really enjoying the snow over in Columbia, Missouri. And then snowboards.
Here he comes.
Are slushy. Thanks for keeping us and the dinosaurs safe.
He's got hair gel in his hand.
The dinosaurs over.
He's looking around.
In Glenrose.
Look what he's doing.
Backyard in Shreveport, lots of ice. That pool, that pool might be at risk. I don't know if it's going to freeze over in ice, but definitely not a good sign. All right, Riley has an update.
He tried to pour gel down my throat. He literally tried to Drano down my throat. And the funniest part is he walked around the corner and he looked and made sure no one was watching, and he saw that dad was sleeping, and then he did it. How has he grown that big? I don't know. I don't know what happened. All right, I'll show you guys one more. I'll show you guys. We're taking it. This is our little intermission here. I'll show you one more from today. Let's see what we got. Which is this a good one? This should be a good one. Let's see. That was earlier. Yeah, I literally went to bed for 5 minutes. Here, let's do this one. Oh, hold on. That wasn't it. Hold on. Oh, it's still downloading. 1 second. Yeah. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Where did it go? Show and Finder. Here it is. I'll show you this one and then we'll get started. That says today. So there it is. There it is. All right, we're back. We're good. We have painter's tape on our floors for airplane runaways. What's yours for? Our painter's tape is because Tasha's trying to measure out a new rug. Yeah, so she was seeing if she wanted to get the, 11 by 14 or whatever size it was. So yeah, it's for the new rug. Yeah, there it is. All right, moving on. What else do we got? All right, page 66 is the Jan Black interview. All right, we're going to jump to that. Can I be your dad? I can try. By the way, after I did this, my heart was hurting. I was like, I think I'm going to have a heart attack. Hold on, Augie. One more. Put the camera to the right side when I say so. Okay. Ready? Yeah. I tried to do it up the hill. That's a good one. My butt is going to be so sore. Yeah, my butt's going to be so sore. All right. Let's see. We got a raid? What's going on? Stay safe, GTSY, Dave. What does that mean? What does Shizzy raid mean? I don't even know what that means. All right. We're done with our break. What page is it? 66. Okay. Is the octopus yours? The octopus was given us by Octopus Nation. It was given to August, but he lives in here. We have a couple octopus. We love a good octopus. Okay, so I guess we'll just go through. Yeah, these reports are, God bless them, but we kind of got all of that already. So we're just going to jump forward to page 66. Dr. Jones at One Medical confirmed to Gillespie. No, that's not it. Jan Black Owens. Who's Shizzy? I don't even know who Shizzy is. Shizzy sent you viewers. I know what a raid is, but I don't know who Shizzy is. Shizzy Wiznut. All right. Thank you, Shizzy. We were just taking a break between all of our previous court findings here. By the way, there's a new Netflix show I'm watching. Oh, hold on. Meg Fox is here. Hey, old Meggie. Was it? Shizzy's your friend. Oh, good to know. I see what's going on. Yeah. That's right. Okay, well, I'm reading what Jan Owens had to say here, so that's what we're doing next. But I tell you what, yeah. I kind of need... It's my final soda. We might lose power tonight, so pray for me. All right, here it is. Detective Gonzalez and I met with Jan Black Owens. I wonder if she gave them chocolates. This location is a rental home owned by Owens, used as an Airbnb. We met at this location at the request of Black Owens, as she did not want Laura to know about the meeting. Woo! We have a clandestine meeting. All right, this is nice. All right. Hold on. I got to get a better posture for this. I love a good clandestine meeting. So she wanted to meet. So Laura's mother didn't want Laura to know. She was snitching on her. So what does Laura think of this? Cracks are showing. All right. Let's see here. I still don't know who Shizzy is. Am I supposed to know who Shizzy is? I got a crowd. Oh, I didn't have a crowd before? What do you think? I was just like, okay, no, I appreciate the new people. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shizzy. I'm like a stripper, you know what I mean? Just like, who do I need to dance for? Who needs a lap dance? Snow Wonder says, wow, you can tell Dave is out of practice with lives. Yeah, I don't, I got a family. I got diapers to change. What do you want? All right. Let's do this. Miss Black, we'll just call her Jan, invited us in and identified herself to us. We sat at the dining room table for the interview. Jan told us that she didn't want this contact to be noted. I explained that it would have to be noted. What a fucking bitch. Jan indicated that she understood. I said that I understand that she wanted to put this all in perspective for us. She indicated that this was correct and said that it's become complicated because they have thrown in all the elements from the past. Jan said that she presumes that we are focused on the Clayton part. I indicated that this is correct, adding that it mainly concerns the court hearings, depositions where Laura was under oath. I added that the judge felt that there was some evidence tampering and some perjury. Jan said that as far as she knew, there was nothing presented to the court that was not truthful. That's the problem, right? They just think they can lie as long as they're not under oath. Jan stated that Laura was pregnant. Jan told us that this happened with Clayton because Laura wanted to get into short-term rentals. Well, Clayton's got a long-term, Laura was interested in seller finance properties and eventually found that Clayton worked for a firm that specialized in that field. What bullshit. Laura reached out to Clayton and said she seemed to have a connection. Clayton invited Laura over to his place. Jan said that Laura specifically told Clayton that this wasn't a booty call. Jan, my daughter's not blowing you. Jan added that Laura had not had sexual relations for a year before that. This was the aftermath of her being attacked in Hoboken. Laura told Clayton that she was not on birth control. Jan reported that Clayton told Laura that he just wanted her to come over and cuddle as he was feeling lonely. Clayton talked to Laura about having been the Bachelor, spelled Bachelor wrong again, and that he was, hey, these cops aren't all the brightest. I'm kidding. And that he was portrayed as being a villain on the show because he lied to the girl at the end. According to actually the problem is he didn't lie. That's the problem. That he told the truth. The women want you to lie. No, I didn't bang anybody in a yurt. You know what I mean? Women want you to lie. The problem is he told the truth. He was like, Susie, I banged Gabby. Gabby, I banged Susie. Rachel, I banged Gabby. Rachel, I banged Susie. Susie, I banged Rachel. How did that work for you? One's gay, the other's different, and then Susie's cool. Not that Rachel's not cool. Rachel's cool. Whatever. I like Rachel. And I like Susie. And Gabby, well, let's move on. Who cares what I think? According to Jan, Laura told Clayton that she wanted to make it clear that she didn't want to have sex. Well, it's weird that Jan would even know this. Laura has been staying in the casita on her parents' property. Okay, been staying in the casita or has always lived in the casita? She went over and told her mother that she was going over to Clayton's and that she made it clear to him that she didn't want to have sex. Can you imagine? Mom, I'm going over to Clayton's. I don't want to have sex. It's like, okay, take the car. Laura then went to Clayton's home. He offered her a gummy and she took it. According to Laura, Clayton was really, really high. Laura told her mother that they were making out and then one thing leads to another and he then had his fingers down there. Clayton then asked if he could stick it in for 30 seconds. Laura told him no. Clayton then asked if he could do it for 25 seconds. And she said no. I asked if this was referring to his penis. No, the remote control. The Roku. Has anyone seen the Roku controller? Oh, God. Laura told him no. Clayton then asked 10 seconds, 5. So Clayton counted down to 20 and then 15, all of which Laura said no. Which, by the way, is okay. Kids these days, right? According to Jan, Laura then felt that his penis was inside of her. Oh, boy. Laura told Clayton that she told him no. So no, they're accusing Clayton of the R word. Clayton told Laura that she didn't feel the difference. Clayton told Laura that she didn't feel the difference? Listen, you're going to feel if Clayton's putting his hog. I asked where they were positioned. Jan believes that they were on the couch. Jan said that Laura was really upset about that when she came home the next morning. The fact that Jan wanted this off the record, what shady shit was she about to say? You know what I mean? Jan stated that it wasn't a violent type, considering what she had gone through in Hoboken. So now Jan's saying it wasn't a violent rape thing. Jan said that Clayton and Laura had looked at a couple of properties. Laura had an investor lined up. Sure. Laura told Clayton she wanted to make offers on 2 places. Clayton agreed to write them up and had Laura sign them, assuming that Clayton would submit them. When Laura asked about the response, Clayton had not submitted one. She was not sure about the other one. Jan said that Laura was very upset about that, so she filed a complaint. Jan said that Laura began suffering from morning sickness and was very fatigued. So she took a home pregnancy test. The test was positive. Jan stated that Laura, by the way, this was 5 days after the alleged blow. 5 days. Morning sickness? Okay. Laura went to Banner Urgent Care, where it was confirmed. Laura told Clayton, whose demeanor changed rapidly over the course of days. Initially, Clayton wanted for them to figure out what to do. Laura told Clayton she really didn't want to have an abortion, but also didn't want to raise a child with a confrontational father. Jan reported that over the course of a few weeks, Clayton went from having the child and raising it to having nothing to do with it, to putting it up for adoption. Oh, jeez. This non-existent child was really feeling it all the emotions. Then it went to him having full custody. She would have nothing to do with it, and he would take the child to his parents' house. Jan said that Clayton was flipping back and forth. At one point, Clayton told Laura that his parents thought it was a sign from God, which, again, also so sad. So sad how sweet Clayton's parents are. Hold on. What did Meg say? We're going backwards. I couldn't look my dad in the eye when we told him I was pregnant. He was so happy, but I was mortified. Yeah, Meg, because you're raised Catholic. And when you're raised Catholic, you don't want your dad to know you bang. You just was. It was an act. It was the Virgin Mary, the Virgin Megan Fox. Immaculate Conception. There you go. Oh, Meg, I bet you're a real pill when you're pregnant. Tell you what. You know, Meg Fox is pregnant. Oh boy, you think she's gonna leave a bad Yelp review now? Wait till she's 6 months pregnant with swollen ankles. Swollen ankle, Meg Fox. You don't want anything to do with that. She'll come for you. I am a reporter. She gets out a steno pad and starts taking. It's like, ma'am, we're at an Olive Garden. Love you. Jan Black said that I'm sober, by the way, just so you know. Just having a Coke Zero. That's it. Just hanging out in the blizzard. Old Cankles McMeg Fox. All right, here we go. Hold on, we're getting to the good stuff. Jan, not you. Now. I'm saying pregnant Meg. Okay, I'm sure your ankles are perfectly proportioned. I don't look at any lady's ankles. I'm a married man. What do you want from me? I'll look at women's boobs, but not their ankles. Okay, I got to draw a line somewhere. Okay, we're fine. Jan said that Clayton had wanted to speak with her and that he had called and left messages indicating he wanted to talk to her about it. Jan told him that he needed to talk to Laura, not her. Jan said that she did speak with him on the phone, and they spoke for 40 minutes. Jan stated that Clayton admitted to her that he may have had some pre-cum, and that's how it happened. Why you dribble before you shoot? She told Clayton that he would have been more of a stand-up guy about this. Jan said that part of it was not consensual. He was aware of that. Jan indicated that she watched some of his show on YouTube and was aware that he was dishonest and that she couldn't believe a word that came out of his mouth. Jan, oh boy, the fact that these fucking fraudsters are gaslighting Clayton here. Not on my watch. Jan feels that he wanted to polish his reputation because he was trying to get a spot on Dancing with the Stars. That's got to be the next thing we do is try to get Clayton on Dancing with the Stars. This is going to be, but by the way, Clayton, if I get you a spot on Dancing with the Stars, I swear to God, I better be in the audience. All right, let's move it on. Cartoon villains indeed. Jan reported they moved from San Francisco and Laura had a boyfriend in San Fran for a couple of years. Miss Owens, Jan indicated that it was and stated that Laura had not had good luck with these guys. Jan told us that Laura dated Mike for about 1.5 years, and for the first 6 months he was fine. Then he became more violent, including choking during sex. Jan knows too much. There was also other violence involved. Jan stated that at one point Laura became pregnant with Maricini's child. They all went to dinner and Laura told them that she was pregnant, but it wasn't the right time. Laura and Mike then went to Planned Parenthood and Laura took abortion pills. Oh, how convenient. And again, we know this is all bullshit. Jan said that at some juncture, Maricini had said that Laura had cancer. Jan reported that Laura never said that, and Mike never said that up until now. And again, we have the documents. She feels that this may have been the work of Maricini and Gillespie. She also reported that Gillespie had concocted emails that he tried to indicate were from Laura that were not from her. And by the way, this is why we raised $5,000 to verify this, because we knew they were going to lie. Because that's what they do.
She lied.
Laura had polycystic ovary syndromes. He never said anything about cancer. Nope, she didn't just say she had cancer. She faked cancer. She faked doctors. Jan said that Laura only went out with Gillespie for 2 weeks. Laura, as far as I know, Gillespie met her at a bar, took her home, and banged her. Period. End of story. Oh, Meg, don't send me a super chat. What are you doing? You don't have to do that. There's a shocking lack of breadsticks in here. Welcome back to the Tonsil Twins. Pregnant me is just a swollen ball of rage and complaints. You nailed it. Yeah, so nothing changes, right, Meg? Thank you. Yeah, don't send me any money. Come on, what do you think? This jean jacket was you found at the thrift shop? We're living large. Come on. Where are my glasses? Oh, I got. Wait, we're doing Ray-Bans or Wayfarers? Which one should we do? We did the Ray-Bans earlier, so let's do the Wayfarers. I got all of them over here. Oh boy, jeez. Dirty. Dave and Shizzy would get along great. Is Shizzy a man or a woman? I need to find out who this Shizzy is. I don't trust people with pseudonyms. Is Shizzy your born name? No, Shizzy sounds fantastic. Whenever Meg introduces me to someone, she's always like, "You'll love this person," but they, swear, they say words that'll get you canceled. And I'm always like, all right, cool. Meg's like, "You'll love this person," but they're in and out of jail. Meg's like, "You're going to love them. I'm going to introduce you to so-and-so. You're going to love them. Never look them in the eye. They'll shank you." It's like, all right, cool. And by the way, all my friends are comedians, so you can't, I have the worst of the worst friends. So Jan said that Laura went out with Greg. So we got all of that. All bullshit. Laura filed an abortion coercion lawsuit. And again, Laura's going to file a lawsuit against me. We know this. She's going to try to sue me. It's going to be a Hail Mary, right? Because she's not going to have any money for legal funds. But she's going to sue me for emotional distress. Oh, Megan sent me another 5. Refund Megan Fox. How do I refund you? Don't tell me what to do. Shizzy is a man, but he wears Velcro shoes. My son wears Velcro shoes. There's nothing wrong with Velcro shoes. Nothing wrong indeed. I love a good pair of Velcro. Except you can't be stealth with Velcro. There's no quietly taking off Velcro shoes. It's like, you know what I mean? You're trying to sneak out at night. NASA invented Velcro, right? All right, got to invest our taxpayer money. Invented Velcro. We socialized Velcro. All right, Jan told us that Laura ended her relationship with Gillespie, and then in February 2022, Laura connected with a guy on Bumble. He was Andrew, and he lived in Hoboken, New Jersey, but said that he was going to relocate to Scottsdale. During their video chats, Andrew suggested she travel to Hoboken to visit him, knowing that her sister lived in New York City. I asked if Sarah knew Andrew beforehand. Jan says no. Laura decided to go to Hoboken and see her sister. Jan stated that Andrew was very particular about the time of Laura's arrival and that she takes public transportation instead of an Uber. Laura arrived at the door and Andrew answered and by the way, this is their side. I'm sure Andrew has a completely different story here because nothing they say is true. Laura arrived at the door and Andrew answered while on the phone and handed her a drink as prearranged. Laura consumed the drink, felt that she was drugged and then assaulted, according to Jan. Jan feels that this was a targeted attack which coincided with Mr. Woodnick's ultimatum to drop the suit against Gillespie. Jan recounted Laura's description of the evening in her opinion that the attack was live streamed. What? This is my first time reading this. I told Jan that I understand that this is part of the big picture. However, it's outside the purview of what we're investigating. So basically, like, Jan, you're rambling. You're get back to the point. Laura contacted the Hoboken Police Department and spoke with a detective. Laura reported that she was afraid and did not wish to name Andrew in a police report. Jan, how convenient that Laura would make a police report but not name the name. because it's probably all fake. Jan indicated that the FBI is involved in this case and provided further detail. Jan told us that the assault occurred in March of 2022. Andrew then texted Laura again in November of 22, said that he was in Scottsdale, and asked if she wanted to meet. Laura feared that Andrew wanted to finish the job. Yeah, because if he was trying to kill you, he would contact you again. What? Again, there's a lot of stuff we're finding out for the first time here. This is crazy. Jan stated that this all comes together at the time of the trial with Gillespie. Laura was frightened and sent correspondence to the court requesting to appear virtually, indicating she believed that Mr. Woodnick and Gillespie were involved in her attack. Jan reported that the court clerk sent this request to Woodnick. By the way, so here we have Laura, according to Jan, claiming that this guy Andrew assaulted her. And even though she doesn't want to name him in documents, she wants to name Woodnick. K. Convenient. I mean, wild. So Laura is so litigious Laura, right? You look at her the wrong way, she sues you. And yet, the guy that violently assaults her, she's like, yeah, I'll let him off the hook. What the fuck? Right, Shannon? Bloweth for prison, I think is what you'd like to say. Hold on, we got P. Diddy in this thing? We'll get to P. Diddy. Jan stated that this all comes together at the time of the trial. Laura was frightened and sent correspondence to the court. So we saw that. So Laura privately messages the court claiming that Woodnick is behind this crazy thing. After Gillespie and the attack in Hoboken, Laura met Clayton and became involved in a dispute. She said that everyone that involved themselves in this seems to have their own reasons for wanting to discredit Laura, and Clayton wanted to polish his image. Jan said that, what old-timey words, polish his image? Well, Laura wanted to polish his cock. How about that? So, and boy, did she shine that puppy up. Jan said that Clayton knows what happens, fits the technical definition of rape. Jan continues to suggest that Woodnick had contrived names of medical providers and fed information to internet content creators. Laura told her mother that she didn't know any of the medical providers that Mr. Woodnick cited and denied reporting that she went to any of them. Jan said that Mr. Woodnick alleged that Laura took pregnancy hormones along with other similar theories. Laura also told her mother she did not willingly have sex with Eckert and that she kept saying no at the end. I told Jan that at this point we weren't disputing the fact that Laura was pregnant. Hold on, we have to be ready. Whenever they mention my name, I have to be ready because this is all about me. Do they mention your name, Shizzy? No, I'm kidding. I'm sure they do. Where was I? Jan told that Laura did not. Okay. I told Jan that Laura did say that she doctored one test where she increased the hormone level. Jan said that document was never submitted as evidence. Laura submitted the actual medical record. The doctor record was provided to Dave Neal, a content creator and podcaster.
Do you know Dave Neal?
Yeah, of course.
I love
He's
that
amazing.
man.
He's a king.
Jan, some podcaster, Jan said that Laura was trying to get some type of commitment from Clayton to see what kind of father he would be. Let me tell you something. I think Clayton will be a great father. You know, when he's with someone he loves and all of that bullshit. But boy, is he lucky he doesn't have to be stuck with Laura. Laura couldn't get anywhere with Clayton, so in July of 2023, they hired a law firm to act as an intermediary. Yeah, 6 weeks pregnant, and she had to lawyer up. Jan spoke about Laura's brain trauma. Here's the first truth. Yeah, we know. In report, that's the one thing we can all agree on. When Laura's like, I have a brain injury, we're all like, we know, like, we get it. We've seen characteristics. Jan spoke about Laura's brain trauma and reported that she had gotten epilepsy due to something that occurred with Mike involving blunt force trauma, and that Mike is a person who can't not lie. She believes that Mr. Woodnick and Gillespie reached out to Maricini because they learned that Laura had a case against him. She further believes that Maricini and Gillespie got together and came up the emails to appear as if they came from doctors in San Fran. You know what would be crazy? It would be crazy in a world where Laura's actually right in this whole, like, Woodnick pays me, and, you know, it'd be crazy if that world existed. It doesn't, but that would be wild if she's just, like, actually innocent here. She's not. I told Miss Black Jan, that there was a lot said about ultrasounds during the hearings. I asked if Laura ever had an ultrasound. All right, so fuck. I said that in the Gillespie suit, Laura said she was pregnant with twins. Jan told us that she never said that she had twins. Gillespie claimed she did. Gillespie claimed that Laura said it was a boy and a girl. I said that I understood that only one of the fetuses passed because she only took one pill. Jan said right. However, Laura maintained that she took the pill so early on that she never had a sonogram and didn't know what it was. Again, Jan stated that Gillespie's case was about abortion coercion. It was never about paternity. She said that Mr. Woodnick tried to turn it into a paternity case, and she didn't understand why. Well, now we know why. Because when it's a paternity case, it keeps the case open, you know? Jan showed us a document from One Medical. Document indicated that the nurse practitioner, Julie Ulrich, was concerned over Gillespie's behavior and that they were afraid of him. Laura was offered resources. Yeah, because Julie Ulrich is a nice person, I'm sure. And I'm sure her training was to deal with hostile men. And of course, she has never seen Gillespie. And of course, Gillespie was upset. He bangs a girl one time, and all of a sudden, he's got to deal with all this bullshit. I'd be hostile too. I'm hostile and I didn't even fuck her. You know what I mean? Jan mentioned that Gillespie said that Laura sent him a sonogram and there were some emails that were doctored from Laura. She said they don't know if he actually went into her computer because he had her passwords. Laura looked in her sent mail and didn't find it. She thinks Gillespie either sent them from Laura's email or he doctored them to look like they were from her email. Fuck you. She said that as soon as the news came out that Laura was pregnant with Eckert's child, Gillespie and Mr. Woodnick became involved and then brought Maricini into it. Mr. Woodnick indicated that Maricini had been subpoenaed, but that wasn't true. Jan stated that the hearing with Judge Matta was an absolute joke. It was an absolute joke, honey. This is so crazy to read, isn't it? But can we get her on trial? Can we get her under oath? Let's get her for something else. Yeah, we're on late. We're here late. Daddy's got to go to bed. Jan talked to us about the podcasters and the content creators, such as Dave Neal.
Do you know Dave Neal?
Yeah, of course.
I love
He's
that
amazing.
man.
I didn't know this one because they spelled my name differently.
What?
Do you know Dave Neal?
Hold on. Oh.
She lied.
I just took a DNA test.
Which one is it? Hold on. I'm trying to find the one where... Is this it?
Dave coming with receipts.
There it is.
And thanks to Dave Neal, whoever he is.
This will get awkward.
Which one?
They just want Dave. They want Dave so bad.
They want me bad, but they can't touch us, right? You know why? Because I got you guys. I got you guys.
They just want Dave. They want Dave so bad.
They spelled my name wrong, though. Jan talked to us about the podcasters such as Dave Neal.
And thanks to Dave Neal, whoever he is.
And how I'm your daddy, Rich. And how is Rich doing okay? He was in the hospital, wasn't he? $5. Thank you so much. Isn't one of her ID theft charges related to that letter her mom showed the investigator? Oh, maybe. Oh, wouldn't that be funny? Oh, mom getting in the way. Appreciate you. Jan will be under oath if this goes to trial. Yeah. We can suck Jan's nuts.
This will get awkward.
Oh, wrong one. We can suck Jan's nuts.
Suck my nuts now.
All right.
Do you know Dave Neal?
Okay, here it is. Jan talked to us about the podcasters. Okay, once Laura had confirmed that she was no longer pregnant, she understood that the suit was on the dismissal calendar. At the time, Eckert had an order preventing Laura from contacting him. Eckert reported that Laura had sent him 500 emails. Jan stated that this was a lie, that Laura never sent him 500 emails. At this point, the case was on the dismissal calendar. Laura knew she had the miscarriage, and it was verified that she was no longer pregnant. So she thought it was over. At that point, Woodnick kept the suit going, doing all he can to make Laura seem unhinged. Didn't take much effort. Jan talked about the success of their podcast, the Nobody Told Me show. It should be called Nobody Listened, and how the Justice for Clayton cult had gone after all of their guests and sponsors. They have also tried to ruin their horse business. Jan Owens alleged that Mr. Woodnick is after Laura and has gone to lengths such as to lie in his filings and statements, and that he is trying to rehash the Gillespie case, which he lost. Jan said that if you don't know what happens in Hoboken, this seems bizarre. It seems that Laura's a crazy... Wait. Jan said that if you don't know what happened in Hoboken, this seems bizarre, and it seems that Laura is a crazy person. Detective Gonzalez asked if there was ever a connection made between the guy in Hoboken and Gillespie or Woodnick. Jan said, not that she knows of. Jan continued to provide her opinion of Woodnick. Oh yeah, I'm sure Mr. Woodnick, the good Woody, I'm sure he hired some guy in New Jersey to assault Laura Owens. Yeah, that's right. What do you order that on Fiverr too? Come on. And by the way, if we did have any new subscribers, I don't think we're going to get there tonight, but let's take a look. Let's take a look and see. We are, yeah, no, we're not. We'll probably won't get there tonight, but we are inching our way. Oh, hold on. We're inching our way to 150,000. Look at that, 149,676 subscribers. So I think we could get this to 149,700. I think we could do that right now. That's right, Lisa. Dave Neal, star witness. Get my name out your mouth. Exit sign says Colton is on Traders. That's right. Yeah, we covered Colton a long time ago. We've been in the game for a long time now, folks. This ain't our first rodeo. Yeah, so hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and we'll see what that goes up to. They keep on mentioning my name.
Do you know Dave Neal?
Yeah, of course.
Jan said she had been with Laura through all these cases, and there's no question in her mind that all these things happened. You want to bet? I stated that our investigation is to see if Laura lied. Oh, hold on.
She lied.
There it is. Gotta get my buttons down. I stated that our investigation to see if Laura lied or tampered with evidence. Jan said that she knows the document that she sent to Dave Neal.
Do you know Dave Neal?
And Laura said that she shouldn't have done it. Jan stated that Laura never changed any of the evidence in court. Well, in that case, let her go. Jan spoke of Judge Mata's ruling and that she is saying that Laura is on the hook for $149K. She said that there were no legal fees at the time that Laura filed to dismiss the case. She feels that there's something going on between Judge Mata and Mr. Woodnick. This is because Judge Mata's ruling was almost word for word the same as Mr. Woodnick's press release. Oh, yeah. Maybe Woody's banging the old Judge Mata. That's what's going on. Here we go. All right, hold on. I wasn't prepared for needing X-Files music. All right, round one, hold on. I get my X-Files music just ready to go in case something weird happens. All right, here we go. Miss Black Owens spoke of death threats that she had received and some additional theories connecting this to the Gilgo Beach murders in New York or the Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking case. Jan feels that this may be part of a bigger picture and agreed that the FBI may be looking into it. She also said that at one point, Mr. Woodnick indicated that Laura stated that he and Gillespie raped her. Jan reported that Laura never said anything about the details. She just said that they may have been involved in some fashion. She continued by telling us that in another proceeding, Mr. Woodnick indicated that Laura alleged that he and Gillespie coordinated the attack in Hoboken. Jan told us that she wanted us to know that there was nothing presented in court that wasn't 100% true. Except she lied, but whatever. She continued by telling us that the things that Mr. Woodnick presented, and it's like, Jan, if she didn't lie about anything, why is she getting charged with 14 felonies? Tell me about that. Jan asked how long this investigation would take. I said that I hoped that it wouldn't take too much longer. Detective Gonzalez, and by the way, when did this come out? I think on my birthday, like May 1st of 2025, right? That's when this all came out. And then, of course, it's been a little bit of a while to get here. Detective Gonzalez asked about Laura's computer. If she still has the one that she had when Gillespie had her password. Jan said that she was under the belief that Laura had gotten a new computer and she had been telling her to change her passwords. Jan told us about an incident that Laura reported to her. Laura told her mother that she was with Gillespie in a car when they pulled up in front of her house. A subject was standing in front of a house and contacted them. Gillespie told Laura that he was in the real estate business and that she should give him her phone so he could put his contact info in it. Laura told her mother that she didn't know what the guy did with her phone, but he was monkeying with it for a while. Oh, there's monkey business. So I have 2 super chats. Okay, let's get to them. So not only was P. Diddy involved, but it turns out there's some funny monkey business happening. All right, let's go to my super chat here. Thank you for the heads up. Isn't one of her ID theft charges? I got that. Barbara sent $10, more breadstick money. Oh, thank you so much. And then Cat Lady sent $5. We skipped it, but Laura asked Clayton to hold me like I'm pregnant. Laura asked Clayton to hold me like I'm pregnant. Hold on. Let's see if we can find that. hold me like, is that the exact word? I'm pregnant. Tell me if you know what page that's on. But thank you everyone for the super chat. That's very kind. Yeah, you don't get me in the live streams too often. Oh, Josie with $5. Thanks for speaking up even with free speech crackdowns. Your voice and consistency matter. Love from Alaska. Of course, Josie. I've always been a fan of free speech. I hope we have that on our record. And we need to fight like hell for it. We need to fight like hell for speech we agree with and speech we disagree with. So Jan thinks that they were monkeying with her phone. Jan said that she wanted us to know that there was nothing that was presented in court that wasn't 100% truthful. I told Jan that if Laura and Mr. Gingras want to talk to us, we would be happy to speak with them together. Jan told us that Mr. Gingras has said that this was not his area of expertise. Yeah, no shit. It seems like all of law is not his area of expertise. Jan told us that she didn't want Laura to know that she spoke with us because Gingras said to let the investigators do their work. There was no further information. So what does that mean? Gingras was advising Jan not to speak to the investigators. All right, a telephone call with Clayton Eckerd. So this must have been right before. Hold on, this telephone call must have happened right before. I began by telling Clayton that I was reviewing some information and working on a report. I asked if Laura contacted him about a week prior to their meeting. Clayton said it was a week or two. I understand that Laura sent him a provocative photo. Clayton said that she sent him a photo of her butt. Not nude, but in spandex shorts or something like that. I asked Clayton if he still had that picture. Clayton indicated he would locate it in his computer. I asked what Laura was doing, aside from what she was wearing. Clayton said she wasn't doing anything lewd. She was just showing off her shape. There was no nudity or anything like that. I asked if she was by a pool, by the stables, or in her home. Clayton could not recall the background. Clayton asked if he should pull the image from his computer. Clayton also asked if I wanted timelines in the first LinkedIn message. I said yes. All right. I asked Clayton if he lost any jobs or any money due to this. Clayton said that he had one documented deal that he lost. He said that it was a skincare company and they stopped responding to him. Clayton reached out to see why they stopped. They sent him an email indicating they were going to pull the partnership in light of the allegations. I asked Clayton to send the email. I asked if there was a position with a suicide support group. Clayton said that it was a mental health support group and Laura was trying to stop him from speaking, saying that he was a deadbeat dad and that he didn't care about her mental health. Clayton said that he wasn't getting paid for that. So there you have Bachelor Clayton Eckerd volunteering his time to speak to a suicide support group, and Laura got him canceled from that. Wow. Page 25 for Hold Me Like I'm Pregnant. All right, we'll go back. Thank you. And if anyone has any other requests, let me know. Where is it? I don't see. Oh, hold on. It won't let me search for it. Where the fuck is it? Can you give me a paragraph number? I can't even see straight anymore. Clayton said he gets random texts and emails still. He said that he knows it's her, but he's unable to trace it. Laura's not contacting him directly. Yeah, my conversation on Off the Vine is a pretty good summary of it. I thought I read this already. Not talking to the police for 4 pages. Hold on. What page is that at? All right, so let's keep going here. I'm pregnant. I went to the doctor. So here's the messages from Laura. Here we have DMs. Oh, LinkedIn. So here are the DMs from Laura. Hi, I'm looking to connect with similar-minded young entrepreneurs in Scottsdale. I see that you work for the Zabak group, and I actually contacted them recently, so that was a lie. They were going to connect me with someone who could help me find investments. So this was what, exactly 1 week before she blew him. Hey, give it up to LinkedIn. You can meet somebody, you can blow them. Yeah, you guys should reach out to Caitlin to tell her to have me back. The report before the Jan interview. Which one is that, Bruce? What page is that? Top paragraph, last sentence. Clayton said that he became concerned that Laura spit and inserted her vagina. I already read that. Top paragraph. Maybe people are on different pages here. All right. So here is Sydney was an Thanks for checking in. Unfortunately, we're going to have to cancel the appointment and forgo partnership. We are concerned about continuing with this partnership due to the current events that have just come to light. I hope you can understand, and we wish Clayton the best. All right. I think, no, and again, I understand Shelby wouldn't want to work with Clayton, but gosh dang, it's like, now that he's innocent, can Shelby hire Clayton again? You know what I mean? All right, what else we got? All right, so there it is. The old... Hey, and who knows? Maybe that was her ass. I don't know. You know? She has a lot of free time. I wish I had as much free time as Laura did. You know, I love my life and all, but she has time to go to Barry's boot camp, burritos. It's like, get a fucking life. Okay, hold on. I have a lot of people telling me things. Tell me the exact page number, or I ain't find it. It's right after your highlight. Maybe I'm blind. I've just been staring at a screen, so I don't see it. On page 55, crazy. I can't wait to read Jan's testimony. Don't get mad at Shelby. Who's Shelby? Screw Shelby. Oh, Shelby. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not mad at Shelby. Like, I get it. I just think, it's just a bummer because obviously, that's just money Clayton will never get. It's probably not a big deal, but, So there it is. 13 counts of perjury. We got all of that. And I love Jan. She didn't do anything wrong. Okay, well, tell that to the court, bitch. Sarah says that wasn't her. We saw her ass. I'm trying to give her ass the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? Trying to give that booty the benefit of the doubt. Justice for Shelby. I've read a lot on this on page 55. So did we do 55 yet? Mr. Woodnick moved to Exhibit 11 an email that she sent to Eckert on October 14th. It's good stuff. I just feel like we've seen this all. Interview with Greg Gillespie. They saved the audio. Greg met with Laura on a dating app on June 30th, 2021. They went on a date. He described the first date as a fairly normal experience. Laura was pushing to come back to his house. Oh, she was feeling pretty frisky. She wanted to ride the Greg train. Greg and Laura went on a second date the next day. He said it went well. They went out for a couple of hours and went back to his house. Greg and Laura engaged in intercourse while at his house. He said they used a condom. Laura told him she was on birth control. He's like, then I'll use 2 condoms. Greg and Laura went out one more time, after which he dropped her off at home. From that time on, they communicated over text. Greg told Laura that he was not interested. All right, so again, all the blocking and the text messages, we've already, God bless Gillespie. Greg Gillespie forwarded emails sent to him from Laura. Greg saved these emails to document the situation. Boy, these guys, Laura sent this to Greg. I had total trust in you to keep your word, but I'm pretty sure you aren't at this point, which is devastating given the circumstances. I don't know why it's so hard for me to accept you and maybe just selfish and awful, but I truly don't understand how a person could have sent me the messages and conveyed to me such a genuineness if it was all a lie. You know, it's all bullshit. The complaint detailed the claim that Greg owed Laura the sum of $45,000 for coercing her into having an abortion. She makes it a point to bring up Greg's job and says she will have a process server contact his place of work. So she tried to serve him at his place of work. And then last and final offer. I want to ask you one last time if you wanted to keep all your promises. And he's like, bitch, no. He's like, I'd rather you publicly humiliate me. This email was sent twice. She sent an email 2 times because she's probably on Adderall or something. You aren't the first guy to coerce a girl into an abortion. Laura tells Greg she may retain Joe Cotchett. Uncle Joe Cotchett. Stir Crazy says, Dave, page 28, not 25. Well, why is everyone telling me 25? Page 28. It didn't go the way after she saw that Clayton said that he told her to come over that night so they could talk. He was trying to let her down easy to understand that they were not compatible and they have nothing in common. It didn't go that way. After he saw the pregnancy test, she asked him to just hold her like she was pregnant. Crazy. She's cuckoo. Very methy behavior. Exit sign says, the second someone sues me, I'm not friends with them. Yeah, it's crazy. I think women mistakenly think that guys love a crazy chick. And it's like, no, guys love a hot chick who might be a little crazy, not a crazy chick who's a lot crazy. Does that make sense? Like everyone lets a little crazy slide. We've all done some little crazy stuff. Greg, I don't know if you have gotten my emails, but like the court said, I've needed to make every effort to contact you. All right. So that's what she does, right? She uses the court to get the guys to respond. We know all of this. So does this mean obviously I didn't share all of this because it's just exhausting. It's exhausting. The emails to Uncle Joe Cotchett. He's going to testify. Uncle Joe Cotchett's going to testify. Who's Casey Bowman? Can't even keep track of these people. Laura threatened Greg with criminal charges. How can Laura threaten criminal charges? Don't prosecutors have to be the ones? What do I know? So just all the emails. Well, look, I mean, you tell me. Is there anything I missed? Did I get it all? I mean, I know we skipped a lot. People want page 63. Did I do page 63? Let's see. We're just taking requests. Pick a page, any page. What's page 63? Let's see. So they tried to contact Laura Owens. Yeah, Black said, what's this about? I told her that this was regarding the civil case that Laura was concerning. Laura arrived at the door and advised that her attorney told her not to speak with us. I told Laura that I would leave her with my business card in case she wanted to contact me. Jan asked if we were just looking for a statement, adding that this thing has gotten so out of hand. Yeah, Jan, it has gotten out of hand. I explained that Maricopa County was ordered to conduct the investigation and that part of that is to talk to everyone involved. Jan told us that 2 of the guys that were involved, Mike and Greg, have lied and that Greg created documents in the last case as though the documents were from Laura. Jan said that, so she goes on and on and on. So it appears as though Jan stated that the other attorney in the case, Greg Winnick, has a real axe to grind. I actually like Jan here. She's calling. She's like, they're monkeying with their phone. They got a real axe to grind. Clayton's polishing his knob. It's like, I know she's like old, but she's talking like she's 150 years old. Unbelievable stuff. Jan indicated she didn't see that there would be a problem with Laura speaking with us. I told Jan and Laura that it would be inappropriate for us to talk to her since she has consulted her attorney, so it's best that we don't. Jan stated that she could tell us more about the Hoboken thing. Jan began to speak but was interrupted by Laura. Laura told her mother that she knows what happened and that her mother doesn't have all the details. Jan said that it was a violent attack and basically the guy thought that he had killed Laura. Laura interjected, stating that she was drugged. Jan said that the FBI knows about it, and they are scared of saying any more. Laura said she can provide a 40-page report. Laura then voiced a concern that we had body cams on. I said that we were not wearing body cams. Laura indicated that she's aware that Justice for Clayton has called in fake welfare checks that they have admitted was for content creation and have used it to harass her mother and herself. By the way, I've called in welfare checks because she pretended to kill herself. So I call in welfare checks because this is the game she wants to play. And I go, all right, I want to play the game. Fine. We'll fucking get the police to call because when you finally do something, I'm not going to say that I didn't try everything. They had also contacted Adult Protective Services, alleging she and her mother had been abusing her father. I suggested to Laura that she speak with her attorney, David Bitchass Gingras, to see if he was interested in sitting with her if she wants to make a statement. I provided Laura with my business card. Laura asked what a statement would be. I said it would be whatever she wants to tell us about the case. Jan told us that they had really wanted to discredit Laura, so the order of protection would not be renewed. She continued to tell us that Greg has continued to try to contact Laura under false names. Laura added that Gillespie contacted David Bitchass Gingras under a false name. Jan told us that Gillespie... What's so funny about that is that Gillespie did speak with Gingras, and he was like, oh yeah, he seemed like a decent guy. I was like, dude, be careful. Be careful with this guy. And then like the next day, Gillespie was like, yeah, fuck that guy. Because Gingras does like... His redeemable quality is like that he's a snake. So he will try to like chum you up. I just don't think he's like a good actor about it, you know? Like I could see that from a mile away when he wanted to call me and I was like, I think I'm good. I think as a journalist here exposing your client, I think I'm good. I don't think you have to call me. I don't think we have anything we need to talk about as you try to flex to me about your, I don't know, celebrity status, you weirdo. I think I'm a little busy. The best thing I can do, the literal best thing I can do, because I get a lot of hate online, and it used to bother me. But the best thing you can do is to just not give attention to it. Dingus wanted to get me on the phone. I'm busy. I got nothing to say to you. You're literally just in the way of me finding the truth about your client, which we did, which we absolutely did. And that's why the title of this thumbnail was We Were Right. Because not only we were right, we literally, there's so, like, I don't know, when this story goes to, I'm trying to see if there's anything else we have to show. When this story goes to a documentary, there's going to be so much that is left out in the documentary because they can't possibly get it all. And we'll just have to continue to share, as people kind of find the case. Like I told my wife, I was like, I got to go read this thing because as much as I want to move on, and I know everyone wants to move on, we have to be on top of the final stages of this. Shannon says it feels good to be right. Yeah, doesn't it, guys? And again, this isn't like some crazy victory lap. Listen, you ever, like, I can win with humility. I can. But it's important to me to present the theatrical response so that you guys can enjoy this. It happens a lot where people go, Dave, you this, that, okay, yeah, no, whatever, good, yeah, we're all part of it. But then I have moments where I go, wow, everything, like the first 3 or 4 things in there were because of you guys and me and Meg and I and us all sharing notes, and no one will ever change that. And we're not going to get the credit in the court files, you know what I mean? We're not going to get the credit for the Fiverr logo, although we should, but we won't. We're not going to, the HCG, the ultrasound with the thing off, all the little things, like it's a collective. It's an absolute collective, but we were there. We were all part of it. So Victory says, what could happen to her now? Well, now she's going to trial. She's going to defend herself, and she has a public attorney. She can't afford an attorney anymore. Gingras is working for free. He had to sell his, dinghy. Yankee says you had it right from the beginning, and I witnessed it. Yeah, and that's why we did the whole thing. That's why we showed the math and we did the whole thing. Now, obviously there were times when I didn't have the proof, and that's kind of like, we knew what was happening. We knew she was faking a pregnancy. We didn't know how. We knew she was faking Chase J. Jones. We didn't know how. We knew, but everything. I mean, let me just ask you guys this. Is there any mystery left? I know how she created Chase J. Jones. Now the problem with Chase J. Jones is, I don't know what the detectives have on what they found in the iCloud, but that wasn't part of their case because that wasn't brought into the trial. But yeah, so the Chase J. Jones was just offensive stuff. Yeah, so again, it's all you guys. It's if we didn't have, we could have never done this like 6 years ago. If we didn't have the audience that was funding, like you guys funded this through your views and your support. Because without those views, it's like, I got to do other jobs. So because of the attention and loyalty you guys put on it, we were able to see this thing through. And it is, when you look back on it, it is a lot. Now, as far as the docuseries goes, there is a professional documentary. I'm not going to tell you the title, but I heard that it's got really great music as far as like the intro music goes and the exit music. My guess, here's my guess. Can I share my guess with you guys? I got to be careful here. My guess is when an episode of the this is a podcast only docuseries. When each episode ends, my guess is you're going to have like a podcast boner. You're going to be so podcast erect that you're going to be like, ah. And from what I can tell, the documentarian is so woefully competent. She is so good. And how she puts this together is going to be a challenge. There'll be people that feel as though, oh, she's missing this part. But I think it's going to be a lot. And I'm just guessing it's about 8 episodes. I could be wrong. It could be more. I don't have a release date, but I'm guessing end of March, end of February, early March. It could be delayed. I have no idea. Do we think there'll be a video documentary? Yes. It's my belief that the documentary will come after the audio podcast gets a lot of hype. So here's what we need from you guys. We need Caitlin Bristow to continue to like promote this, and she will. But if you can, when the podcast is announced, I'm guessing it'll be soon. I believe they have like a full marketing budget for it. So my guess is when it is announced, it'll probably if it comes out end of February, and again, because I don't have an update, but if it comes out end of February, my guess is it wouldn't have that the promotion for it would only start mid-February. But I think, and where am I going to be? I forgot that I'm going to be I'll be on the East Coast in March. But if there's any podcasts that you guys think I should do that have a big following that would be interested in it, definitely reach out to them. You know, I'm obviously trying to promote the podcast docuseries. But yeah, my belief is that the video documentary, which has been very close to being acquired by, we're talking the big, this is the majors. This is the major leagues. Yeah, this is we're talking Netflix, HBO, Hulu. Yeah, all the big ones. But I think I think they just need to see the bigger picture. It's very hard to explain because there's so many layers to it. All right. Time is it? 12:20. All right. Daddy's got to go to bed. Let me see if I got all the super chats. And again, thanks in advance to the folks. I think we got 6. Actually, we didn't really get many new people here. We probably had a lot of the same, all the loyals. But I think by Monday, by Tuesday or Wednesday, we should hit 150K. So that's just wild stuff. We basically doubled in the last 12 months. We doubled in size, which is really cool. I think we should be at 500,000. PCB says, great interview with Anjanette. Yeah, Anjanette's been great. Everyone that I've done the show on has been good. They said, check my subscribers. 677, 149, 677. So that's where we're at. If there's any late breaking subscribers, let me know. My voice is hoarse. It's gone. I'm going to go watch some Bigfoot documentaries. So anyhow, it's good chatting with you guys. Almost 2.5 hours. So you guys are great. And if you're new here, we do a podcast every morning and every afternoon. You know what the other big milestone is? Here it is. Here's the other big milestone. Look at this. 98,800. What? I'm more excited about hitting 100K on Instagram because Instagram is very, very hard to grow on these days. PCB is Cold Brew Amy. I didn't know. I don't know who anyone is. Snazzy Vegan says 500K subs coming. Oh, a boy can dream. And you know what? To be quite honest, subscribers don't even matter. It's just, but it always looks, subscribers doesn't equate to revenue, but subscribers does give you clout that leads to better collaborations, if that makes sense. It's like driving a shiny car. It's does the car get you there faster? No. But, valet treats you better. I don't know if that makes sense. Jenna Alibi with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. And yeah, you guys are fantastic. Did I get everyone? Hold on. Do we have anything new? I think we got everyone. Just making sure I got all these super chats. You guys are fantastic. You don't have to do that. It means a lot to me. Go Patriots. And I'm going to go get my sleep so I have some energy to go sledding tomorrow. And you guys are fantastic. I don't forget it. Bruce has been covering it, so go follow Bruce. He's been reading he's been working through the files too, and Lauren, and there's probably a lot of people out there. As far as when this thing goes to trial, so I am a witness for the state of Arizona, so I think it's end of June, right, or July. So I'll have to be in Scottsdale for that. Oh, $10 from Shannon. Thanks for the overtime. No, thank you. Appreciate it. So yeah, we'll be in Arizona for that. Oh, I do have dates coming up. I'm going to be headlining in Asheville, North Carolina in March. And I'm going to be in Chattanooga on Thursday. Chattanooga. March, I think 6th. I'll check that date. Friday. I'll be headlining a brewery in Asheville. Then, then I'm going to be going to Stamford, Connecticut. And also Laugh Boston. All in March, and maybe Springfield, Massachusetts. So I got a lot going on. And yes, Kirsten, fuck ice. Of course, we'll end on fuck ice. Go suck our dicks. Even if we don't have one, suck it. Yeah, we like to keep people in the room. So enjoy your Saturday nights. Go have some cocaine. I don't know. Do whatever the hell you want with your bodies. What do I care? You know what I mean? What do I care? Just tell lies to go fuck themselves. And I'm here for the people. That's it. I'm here for you guys. We'll seek justice in all of its forms. All right. Well, have a fantastic. We'll be back Monday morning for the rush hour. We'll see you then. Good night, everybody.